on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, another week of high school football for you. And boy, do we got a good one. It's Granite Hills taking on Cathedral Catholic. Drew, this is a game of massive magnitude.
It really is. Granite Hills hosting Cathedral, one of the biggest schools in San Diego. Should be a fun one here tonight.
It's going to be a fun one. Granite Hills is the defending Open Division champions. Cathedral has all the cachet in the world for a football team here in San Diego. Both of these teams, Drew, haven't given up a touchdown in the last two games. How does Granite keep that going against a very difficult Cathedral Catholic offense?
Granite needs to control the line of scrimmage, stop this running game, and keep everything in front of them, and don't allow Brady Palmer to make explosive plays down the field.
On the other side for Cathedral Catholic, they have been dominating teams. We saw them against Helix 2 weeks ago. How do they stop what has been an onslaught offensively by the Eagles?
Yeah, Cathedral, they need to control their Granite Hills quarterback, stop their running game, really keep everything in front of them, and keep them out of the end zone.
It's a battle of the heavyweights here in El Cajon, and we have it all for you coming up next. It's Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Again, Grandpa.
Okay, there was once a little girl who who was fearless. She protected the whole village, and she never backed down. She was my champion. And when she grew up, she joined a group of other heroes to protect the world. The world-class medical team at Palomar Health. Because they are the champions of healthcare.
Mommy!
And champions for you.
Teachers enrich their students' lives, nurture young minds, and inspire future leaders. For that, we salute you. We celebrate San Diego County's 2024-2025 Teacher of the Year nominees with Cox Presents Salute to Teachers. Learn more at salutetoteacherssd.com. Presented by San Diego County Credit Union in partnership with the San Diego County Office of Education and Cox Communications.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Game Time High School football.
Brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't created overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare. Champions for you.
It's Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health. This week we are at Granite Hills for a spar between Cathedral Catholic and the Granite Hills Eagles. Both teams at 5-1. Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't made overnight. They're created through practice, determination, dedication. Palomar Health, champions of healthcare, champions for you. And supported by Easter Seals. Disability is not a dirty word. Say it, celebrate it, and share it. Help us define disability and share your story at disabilitypride.com. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin. Drew, tonight's shaping up to be pretty special here at Granite Hills.
A really special night here for both these teams. And Granite Hills hosting a powerhouse team in Cathedral, having a great season thus far, putting them on the map here in Granite Hills.
Two quarterbacks coming in highly acclaimed. Brady Palmer, we saw him already here on Your View a couple of weeks ago against Helix. Zach Benitez, the sophomore who led his team to an Open Division title a season ago. A ton of expectation for both these quarterbacks. Let's start with Brady Palmer here, Drew. Palmer, with offers from all over the place, notably Ohio State has recently returned to his radar and given him an offer. What do you expect to see out of Palmer here tonight?
I expect Palmer to capitalize on opportunities, really take advantage of the back end of his defense. You know, watching him against Helix a few weeks ago, he left a lot of opportunities on the board, so I'm expecting him to connect to a few of his receivers tonight. Notably, P.J. Johnson back in action here. We should see a couple big hookups from them tonight.
Yeah, a couple of those players who transferred over from St. Augustine, including quarterback one, Brady Palmer. Palmer, after the first game, was eligible. A couple of names, including P.J. Johnson, Anafa Alave, the sophomore defensive back, who has offers from everywhere, including USC, Oregon, Oklahoma, Utah, A&M, San Diego State. Visited Washington last week. They are all eligible. They played last week in the win against St. Augustine. On the other side for Granite Hills, Zach Benitez, a sophomore. He's thrown an interception in all but one game this season. Obviously, limiting the turnovers has to be a key for him.
Cathedral forcing him to throw turnovers, get the ball back, control the clock. It's going to be big for Cathedral tonight. look for this to be an interesting ball game.
Neither team has given up a touchdown in the last 2 weeks. Neither team has lost to a team in San Diego, and it's the biggest regular season game in Granite Hills history. We are underway with what looks to be a squib kick out to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Cathedral Catholic offense will begin. Interesting decision here to give them pretty favorable field position to open up the first drive, Drew.
Trying to catch them sleeping early in the game. Cathedral is a much better coached team than that. And giving this team extremely favorable field position early in the game is a very aggressive move. See how they take to it.
So our first opportunity here tonight to see Brady Palmer. 15 offers, San Diego State, Arizona, Auburn, Ohio State, Washington amongst them. And the first play is a handoff that goes for a gain of 8 on the play. There's a pair of running backs here for Cathedral that both get the job done, and it is the lead, Jonathan Solomon, on the first run.
Yeah, Solomon, he's a really tough runner. We saw him earlier a few weeks ago against Helix. He had a nice night that night. Cathedral looking to establish the run game early here tonight.
Solomon has an offer from Washington State. Also plays rugby. Plays center flank out there for the rugby team. Doesn't mind getting hit as long as he can hit back. Defense with that 4-3 spread. Palmer looking to throw. Near side caught. P.J. Johnson, the St. Augustine transfer, scurries across the line to gain. The ball came out, but he was down, and it's going to be a Cathedral Catholic first down. P.J. Johnson, 1,058 receiving yards last year, 15 receiving touchdowns for St. Augustine.
Yeah, I believe that was Jerzel Ramirez up on the tackle. They have to be physical with these receivers tonight. Don't allow them to just get comfortable in space, running around all over the field. Granite Hills needs to be aggressive at the point of attack.
So a couple of things that make these two teams somewhat similar besides their 5-1 records, besides the recent success for Cathedral. It's been success for decades as the run only goes for maybe a gain of half a yard here on the carry by Jonathan Solomon. But they both beat Mater Dei Catholic High School by a score of 56-28. They both have shut out their previous two opponents, and they're both here vying as number 2 and 3 in the county of San Diego.
They've showed that they've separated themselves from the pack, right? They have really explosive offenses. Their defense can shut down most teams here in San Diego. This will be a fun one tonight, the battle of two powerhouses.
2nd and 9 for Palmer. In the shotgun, looking to throw, and it's short, incomplete. P.J. Johnson was his intended receiver. Out in coverage was Trevor Smith. Trevor, leading tackler here for the Eagles, 44 tackles, about 8 per game.
Nice play by Trevor Smith. That ball looked like it might have been tipped at the line, but you can tell Granite Hills is not being on their heels. They're really getting after it, being on their toes. You know, and Cathedral, if they are going to win this football game, they really do need to establish the passing game, and they're trying to get the ball to Johnson there early in this ball game.
Both teams 1-0 in their respective leagues. Cathedral beat St. Augustine last week. Granite Hills with an emphatic win against Steel Canyon to open up Grossmont Hills play. Here's a handoff going wide side, and it's going to be short for Jonathan Solomon. Flags flying here late. It's going to be 4th and about 3. And actually, excuse me, that was Honor Fa'alave getting the offensive carry there. Can do it at both sides of the ball. The 4-star athlete, really touted for his defense, but can rack up the all-purpose yards as well. We'll check on that flag.
Some laundry here tonight.
It's going to go on Cathedral.
Might have been a hold on that left side. And Honor Falava, he had a nice run over there. They like to get him on the edge. He's an athlete. He's going to play both ways. I think he's more of a defensive back, in my opinion, but he's too good of an athlete to not put the ball in his hands.
Well, we saw Easy Tokyo, another St. Augustine transfer over at Oceanside, who's one of the best linebackers in California, and he played a little offense as well. Almost had a touchdown reception. So these athletes, they can get it done on both sides of the ball.
In high school, you're going to see that, and they can display their athleticism, but, you know, looking at their skill sets and seeing what type of players they are, you can kind of tell which side of the ball they, I don't want to say belong to, but more where they favor.
So it's going to be 4th and very long. They called it unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the play. And how about that? Granite Hills getting a stop here on their first defensive drive of the evening. It's going to be Trevor Smith, the senior free safety, back to return the punt. He's standing at the 30. Snap is good. This should be a pretty good punt here for Cathedral. Smith lets it trickle down to the 30, take a bounce. Rolling towards the 20. The Dons will down it just shy of that 20-yard line. So first opportunity here to see Granite Hills' offense
Nice job by Granite Hills defense just getting that stop, right? Favorable penalty to make them in a 4th and long situation, but they opened up with that kind of squib kick, or that's not sky kick, but just something short to try to catch them off guard, keep them on their heels. So,
and there's a lot of belief here in that Granite Hills defense, which is why I think as a coaching staff, you're okay making that decision.
With all that firepower that Cathedral has, it's a pretty ballsy call.
But it paid off here to open up the game. Our first opportunity to see Zach Benitez, the sophomore quarterback, completing 69% of his passes. He's had over 1,000 passing yards this season. 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, play action, going deep, looking for Brendan Lewis, and it's overthrown, incomplete. That's a guy we're going to be saying a lot of his name here tonight. Brendan Lewis, the senior wide receiver, committed to Arizona State for baseball.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to get Lathan Fry in the flat, but he was covered, so he just took the shot downfield. Really aggressive call there, but just wasn't really in the area. But we're going to see more of that, I'm sure, tonight.
Josh Faramo and Joshua Spencer out there. Spencer really the disruptor on defense. 2nd and 10. Play action, up the middle. Lathan Fry into space. Getting a nice chunk of yardage here for Granite Hills, and a flag flies after the play. We saw this a couple of weeks ago with Cathedral and Helix. Both these teams play emotionally, and sometimes it can hurt them, and this one will go against Granite Hills after a beautiful gain here by Lathan Fry, an all-around player. He plays a little quarterback, he can play a little defense, highly touted defender, or a highly touted wide receiver, and also an amazing volleyball player. More on that here in a moment. And it's a sideline infraction here for Granite Hills.
Looks like
it's a warning.
Sideline warning there. Yeah, I was wondering what was happening on the field because they weren't moving the football. But that was a great play by Fry there, catching it over the middle. We saw his athleticism. We're going to be seeing a lot of him tonight. They like to get the ball to him in many different ways.
29th reception for Lathan Fry. 365 yards now. Does have 4 touchdowns, averaging just near 35 yards receiving per game. Play action again. And it's incomplete. In the area was Emilio Vera, the junior wide receiver. He has 4 receptions this season. So far, 3 opportunities, 3 passes. Are you a little surprised by the script here to start?
I was thinking the same thing. We haven't called Max Turner's name yet tonight. I think we definitely will here soon. But going play action early in this ballgame, interesting play calls.
Establishing the throw, maybe to open up the run. 2nd and 10 here, just shy of the 40. Here's Maxwell Turner. No, another play action. Brendan Lewis on the receiving end, but doesn't get much after it. Immediately wrapped up on the play by Cathedral's Jake Bloom, the senior linebacker. And a flag comes in again.
I think this one might be.
You bring your laundry machine out because there's a lot of dirty laundry early in this game.
Well, I would have brought my laundry from home, Jonathan, if that was the case, but
because you got a lot of it?
Well, it's Friday, end of the week. What can I say?
I do my laundry on Monday, so I have clean clothes the entire week.
Fair enough. I think this one's going against Cathedral.
Yep. You called it there, partner.
Maybe a late hit or unsportsmanlike conduct. And, I think Granite Hills is respecting that front 7 of Cathedral, but not running the football. You can see that Cathedral's deep in the backfield.
So he's actually wrapped up by Honor Fa'alave. And maybe they're calling it on Jake Bloom for getting in there late. So nonetheless, the Dons bailing out Granite Hills after a gain of nothing on the reception. It goes up 15 yards. They're in opponent territory here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 46. Max Turner lined up behind Benitez in the pistol. And Turner immediately greeted after he gets the handoff. A loss of 2 on the play for the star running back. Offers from Cornell, Georgetown, and Utah Tech. Sounds like he loves Cornell. Incredibly bright running back. He's going to be a story throughout the evening. That is carry number 101 for him this season. Now at 884 yards.
Yeah, took a little bit of a loss there. I was actually looking at Brendan Lewis in the slot. I think he was confused on the play.
Turner again right through the line, trying to keep those legs churning. Gets back to the line of scrimmage for a gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's just so tough to run through the teeth of that Cathedral defense. I mean, they really have 4 to 7 guys in that front 7 that are Saturday-type players. And when you have that type of size, athleticism, talent in your front 7, it's really tough to run the football.
Well, I was talking to John Maffei, our famed Union Tribune reporter here before the game, and we both agreed this is the best defensive line in San Diego, one of the best in California. Benitez looking to throw, 3rd and 10. It is caught by Max Turner, and he's tripped up just shy of the line to gain. But it's a nice little play here, and the question now begs, in opponent territory, if you make the choice to go for it, it looks like it's a gain of only 4.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tipped.
Pressure in his face. Max Turner keeping his balance. Just runs out of room before falling forward. Yeah, looks like they're going for it here.
Max Turner can do it all. Grew up playing soccer, put on a helmet at 5 years old, and never took it off. And the offense now choosing to switch things up here. Trips on the weak side for Benitez. Turner in the backfield, 4th and 6. And maybe a hard count here to try and get the defense to jump, but we're running out of time on the field.
Sometimes teams like
and there's the flag.
Yeah, delay a game. So they were just trying to get him to jump off sides, and this is the fringe point of the field. And the fringe basically means you're too far away from for a field goal. You might be too close for a punt. So what they do is they try to get him to jump off sides, see if they'll get some yardage there. But if they don't, it's fine. They back up 5 and they punt it. It gives the punt team more room.
The kicker is Trent Willick, the senior, only 1 attempted field goal this season. He is 1 for 1. It was a 35-yarder against Madison. So on 4th and 11, Granite is going to punt, and both teams offensively have been stopped on their inaugural drives here tonight.
This will give more room for the punter to pooch it down inside the 10-yard line.
Brendan Lewis, the punter. See if his leg is as good as his arm. He has 9 saves and a sub-2 ERA in 3 years as a pitcher. Also plays some defense. Got knocked down. No whistle. Ball is shanked out of play. And the flag is thrown. So after getting lit up after punting the ball, Brendan Lewis drawing a roughing the kicker penalty. And as a special teams guy, Drew, I mean, do you love to see it as an offensive guy, or do you hate to see it as a defensive guy?
I hate to see it as either guy, to be honest with you. Roughing the punter call, you hate to see that. It just keeps the drive alive unnecessarily for the opposing team. And Cathedral with a few big penalties tonight on offense and here on the defensive side of the ball.
So this is going to give a fresh set of downs here to Granite.
Yeah, you can see the ball's way off, and I mean, yeah, he
took a shoulder right there.
In that case, the way they teach you at the next level beyond high school is you don't just jump and lunge for it. You're actually supposed to put 2 hands down, eyes on the ball, and run across the punter to not actually hit him. But that's just playing backyard football right there and losing.
They're trying to figure out where to set up the sticks.
It's not an automatic first down.
The great coach Sean Doyle trying to appeal here to our officiating crew. Took over in 1996. One of the longest serving football coaches here in Southern California. Reached 230 career wins last year. State championships, section championships. Players who have gone on to play on Saturdays and some on Sundays. I mean, this guy, Sean Doyle, has done it all, and he's one of the most respected coaches in the game. And now both sides are going to have a word with our officiating crew. It's an official timeout after the roughing the punter call. We're going to step aside as well. 0-0. We're nearing 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Have gone by. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin. You're watching Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Story again, Grandpa.
Okay, there was once a little girl who was fearless. She protected the whole village, and she never backed down. She was my champion. And when she grew up, she joined a group of other heroes to protect the world. The world-class medical team at Palomar Health. Because they are the champions of healthcare.
Mommy!
And champions for you.
Teachers enrich their students' lives, nurture young minds, and inspire future leaders. For that, we salute you. We celebrate San Diego County's 2024-2025 Teacher of the Year nominees with Cox Presents Salute to Teachers. Learn more at salutetoteacherssd.com. Presented by San Diego County Credit Union in partnership with the San Diego County Office of Education and Cox Communications.
All right, so the officials on cleanup duty here explaining to both sides exactly what is going on. It's going to be 4th and 6 here for the Granite Hills offense. It was just 4th and 6, Drew, before they chose to pick up the delay of game. Are they actually going for it this time?
Well, time will tell here, Jonathan.
Benitez in the shotgun.
Yeah, they're going to
And actually it was Brendan Lewis in the Wildcat, and now they reposition him here at the 45-yard line to punt it away. And this time, it's a fake. Lewis looking to throw. He's running out of space, though, across the 40. Brendan Lewis needs to get to the 36-yard line, and flags fly as he gets hit very late there, out of bounds. And some words flying there, but Brendan Lewis doing it himself. He was able to get to the line to gain, which was the 36. He got to the 34, and then those flags are going to tack on an extra couple of yards at the end of it.
And it looked like Parker Vance was open in the flat there, but he was rolling to his left. I don't think he felt confident to turn around and throw the ball downfield.
Lewis does have 18 stolen bases in 3 years on the varsity baseball team. He can fly, and you saw it in action. Wow, how about the guts here of this coaching staff? The great Kellen Cobbs in his 13th season at the helm. Granite Hills alum, taking a huge risk here, and it's paying off.
Yeah, he was well out of bounds. Honor Falave hit him well out of bounds. Tack on that first down yardage.
So this is going to push it all the way up to the 21-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10. The chain gang late to setting up, and the officials are stopping play to let them set up. It does show 4th and 10. They finally got set up on the sideline. So if you're Cathedral, flags abundant here on this defensive stand that you're trying to make. It's got to be a momentum-sucking situation after you thought you got 2 stops 2 different times here against the offense.
And you're beating yourselves with those penalties. I mean, you're giving them all this real estate here.
Pistol formation. Max Turner is the running back. He takes the handoff, looking for the gap, and immediately gets taken down after a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. And as many carries as this guy can get, they're going to give him, but this defensive line incredibly hard to move.
Yeah, I think that was Bowman Yancinelli with the tackle. I mean, it's just tough defensive play here by Cathedral up the middle. It's going to be really hard running the ball between the tackles. I think that's why we've seen early on a lot of those wide receiver stretch plays.
Gain of 2 for the star running back. He's on the move. Benitez going to keep it, and he is eaten alive in the backfield. My goodness. A greeting by the defensive back, Bronx Latuli Gasanoa, the junior defensive lineman, offers from San Diego State, Washington State, and Cal, another St. Augustine transfer.
With all that misdirection, you have to get the defense fooled there, and they were not fooled for a second.
Yeah, Latuli Gasanoa comes highly regarded. It's 3rd and 10. Benitez has to try and get rid of it, and he is going to take the heat again. Leading on the tackle was Sidney Dupai, a 3-star and a San Diego State commit.
Yeah, Bowman Yancinelli also in on the play. He's hyped up. But again, this defensive line, they're just getting after the quarterback. He had maybe a few seconds to throw it. Yeah, Sidney Dupai in there as well, another Saturday player for these Dons. And that's a few straight plays here, seeing that defensive line front 7 really dominating for the Dons.
So Trent Willick will come in, the senior kicker, 1 for 1 in field goals so far this season. He has a 35-yarder against Madison. He's 20 for 23 in PATs. He missed 3 of 6 last week against Steel Canyon. This one's got plenty of leg, and it is good. Trent Willick puts Granite Hills up 3-0 here. 5:15 to go in the first, and we'll step aside. You're watching Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Tell me the story again, Grandpa.
Okay, there was once a little girl who who was fearless. She protected the whole village, and
Disability is not a dirty word.
It takes a lot to be able to get to the pride part of disability because we live in an ableist society.
There are millions of people like me. They are overlooked and underestimated.
I have a mind, I have a heart, I have a passion.
It's who I am, whether I'm sitting or standing.
If I didn't have the disability, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Say disability
With pride.
Murray Lampert is San Diego's leader in building quality and stylish ADUs through the ease of the design-build process.
ADUs are investments that allow you to move your family closer, provide a comfortable place for a loved one to stay in later years, or even gain income as a rental property.
The Murray Lampert design-build process is the all-inclusive, homeowner's peace of mind way to build. Our family, your home. That's the Murray Lampert experience.
gorgeous fall evening, week number 7 of the high school football season. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, our entire Your View crew on hand with you no matter how you're watching or where you are watching. We appreciate you making us a part of your Friday evening plans. Granite Hills able to strike first on a field goal. They lead 3-0 as the ensuing boot goes into the end zone, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 here. So after a squib kick to open up the game, Granite Hills decides to go for the touchback side of things.
Yeah, kicking it deep, kicking it away from P.J. Johnson. He jumped up, tried to touch that ball into play. He wants to get in the open field and make plays. And Cathedral, they're itching on offense to get something going here. First drive was stalled by penalties and in that nature, but we'll see what they can do here.
It's a dynamic offense here, run by this Cathedral coaching staff, one of the highest scoring in San Diego. It's a lot easier when your defense puts zeros on the board, as the first play of the game, or of the drive rather, is a handoff. And Honorfon Alave takes it for a gain of 11 and a first down. By the way, the field goal for Granite Hills, the first points Cathedral's given up in 2 games.
Very interesting. It was a really nice kick, too. High school kicker showing off his leg there.
So Fa'alave with his second carry gets the first down. Cathedral moving quickly. Another run ripped off here. And it goes for a gain of 5, and that was Jonathan Solomon. So now that Fa'alave is in the mix offensively, I wonder how much we see Jake Funderburg, who has had a really nice season, as RB2 for this offense.
We haven't called his name yet tonight.
Here's a handoff on the sweep, and I think it was just enough by Jake Funderburg, speaking of, to get the first down. Funderburg had 185 rushing yards against Mater Dei Catholic, 168 against Chaminade. He's also a baseball player.
They're having a nice rotation here running the ball, but again, they were that wing T offense, but now they've implemented the spread here, so trying to get these receivers down the field.
1st and 10 from the 42. Cathedral driving. Palmer looking to pass. Far side. Intercepted. No. It was dropped. Hunter Harrington, who had the trio of touchdown receptions against Helix, was the intended target. And Zidane Smith, the man who could taste it and feel it but could not secure it.
That ball just has to be a few feet lower. Hunter Harrington having to stretch out for that ball, tipping it, giving the defense a chance. He's got to settle down here and connect on that.
Would have been the sophomore's second interception of the season. 2nd and 10. Palmer did have a 2-interception game against Chaminade. And an interception against Helix. Doesn't throw a ton of them, though, on the road. Here's a handoff to P.J. Johnson, the wide receiver. And on 2nd and 10, he'll get a short gain out of it and set up 3rd and long.
Good tough running there. He's about the 4th or 5th ball carrier here tonight for Cathedral, so they're doing a good job spreading the ball around. And you can tell how Granite Hills is playing them defensively. A couple of DBs are far off the ball, then you have one coming up close, and these safeties got to play downhill if they want to stop this run game.
3rd and 7. Jake Funderburg is the running back. Palmer under center. Fa'alave on the move. They hand it off to Funderburg, and that defensive line holds strong for Granite. No gain on the play. It's going to be 4th and 7.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Braden Wells. Nobody was fooled there, and offensive line just left all the guys they're supposed to block behind them. So
they know their job, right? Supposed to block the guy for the guy who has the football.
Right, in the opposite color uniform. I mean, no, they're
don't block each other.
Right. I mean, they're a well-coached group of guys here, and this offensive line, they've done a great job all season. But I think looking at that play call, I figured it was 2-down territory for the Dons.
Looking to remain aggressive. Shotgun for Palmer. 4th and 5 on the board. Drive number 2 of the first quarter. Up the middle, has a man, and it is caught. A huge gain on the play for Hunter Harrington, the Stanford commit for baseball.
Great play by the Dons, and so much confidence in Brady Palmer in this offense to go for it on 4th down at midfield. And that's what I mean by settle down. He just lets that receiver develop his route, sits in the zone, climbs for multiple yards for the first down.
Dragging Braden Wells and Trevor Smith with him. Flags fly here early.
I think this is going to be on the coaching staff of Granite Hills.
And they already had a sideline warning. Yeah, they're confirming this is the 2nd one, which I believe is a penalty. Microphone not working in the stadium here tonight. Doing my best interpretation of the lip reading, but Gonna have to call John Boy for that one.
I was watching the Granite Hills sidelines. I mean, I'm not sure which coach that is, but he might be one of their defensive coaches, and he's really fired up there, and I think he let the ref hear all of that one.
Coach Kellen Cobb's trying to tell his coaching staff to try and remain behind that white line if they can. So instead of 1st and 10, it's going to be 1st and 5 here. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. Dons in deep Granite Hills territory, and a timeout was taken by the Eagles before the snap had gotten off. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line, 2:40 to go. Granite Hills leads 3-0 in the biggest regular season game in program history. It's number 2 versus number 3 in San Diego, and it's Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Did you know 1/4 of all school bus injuries happen during boarding and exiting? Teach your kids to follow safety rules, and drivers always stop for those flashing school bus lights. Let's all make school bus safety a priority.
At Procopio, we believe in giving back to our community. We honor that commitment by supporting more than 200 nonprofit, educational, trade, and cultural organizations throughout the region. Procopio, we're a law firm committed to our clients and our community.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Game Time High School football.
Brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't created overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare. Champions for you.
1st and 5 after the coach's sideline with an infraction for Granite Hills back here at Granite Hills. Gorgeous Friday evening, mid-October, to some of the top teams in San Diego. Palmer looking for all of the marbles. And an overthrow incomplete. It's going to make it 2nd and 5. His intended receiver is his favorite target, Hunter Harrington.
Yeah, Brady Palmer scanning the field. I just don't understand it from Palmer's perspective. He's falling away from the pass, and he has no defenders in his face. Should have just stepped up in the pocket on that one, hit his open receiver.
Solomon's the running back. They flip it. The fans thought the helmet was the football. It wasn't. Instead, it's going to be a gain of a couple on the play by William Flores, the 3rd-string running back.
Yeah, you could tell how physical the line of scrimmage is for both of these teams. And Tamu Maggio, lost his helmet there. He's got to come out of the game. He's got to come out of the game for a play.
3rd and 4. A pair of running backs. It's a quick handoff that goes for a 1st down and some change. Chugging up the field goes Jake Funderburg. Another nice gain from RB2.
Rumbling and stumbling his way forward. He had a really nice game a few weeks ago against Helix, and you can see his running ability here, just following his blockers upfield. Churning and burning here. Getting nice yardage. Getting him.
You read the thesaurus before the broadcast tonight?
Churning and burning.
Immaculate vernacular from Drew Ferris. 1st and 10. Palmer rolling out right, has a man. It's caught, forcing into the end zone. Touchdown, Dons. The first touchdown of the game. And it goes to the tight end, Sebastian Tucker, a junior, on the board here in the 1st quarter.
I love this play call. It's a play action. They've been running the ball all drive. Fake up the middle, then they faked it over to Honor Falave to the left side, and Brady Palmer rolls out. He actually had a couple guys he could have hit on that pass attempt, but it was the tight end, Sebastian Tucker, to cap it off.
I haven't seen a ton of Tucker in the red zone this season. Palmer recognizing the open man and taking advantage. Looking for 7-3 here for the Dons. The PAT is up, and it is good. 7-3. Both teams with 2 drives, both teams getting on the board. But right here, the difference, Brady Palmer rolling out right and throwing a dart right there to his junior tight end.
Yeah, just tough physical after the catch. Brady Palmer rolling to his right, scanning the field, throw a little behind him, but no problem, and Sebastian Tucker does the rest. Nice physical play by Tucker to get in the end zone.
Yeah, no offense to Parker Vance, but Tucker has maybe 30, 40 pounds on him, and you saw all of that being used here. The student section, though, undeterred by Cathedral Catholic taking the lead here in the first quarter. Known as the Blue Crew. Tonight they're the Pink Crew as they recognize Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Trying to stop out cancer and show their pink spirit here tonight. The student section, one of the best here in the county. An integral part of the team's success. Many players and the fans credit them for helping stay motivated during tough games. And I assume they'll be engaged all evening long. This kickoff is going to go towards the end zone, and Granite Hills will have a 1st and 10 from their 20.
It'll be interesting to see what Granite Hills does with the football here. They haven't had a lot of success running the ball. Max Turner hasn't quite been the factor like he has earlier in the season, partly due to, or mainly due to the fact that Cathedral has one of the best defensive lines and front sevens here in the San Diego section. It'll be interesting to see if they try to take some shots downfield and how they're going to stretch out this defense.
So Zach Benitez back out there for his 3rd drive. First drive they punted. Second drive was saved by Brendan Lewis, converting a 4th down fake punt and then a field goal thereafter. Here's Lewis now on the receiving side of things, towing the sideline. He did not step out of bounds as he gets a nice gain of about 15 here for the Granite Hills offense. They're going to bring it back once, so a 14-yard gain here for the senior wide receiver.
Nice patience by Lewis. He just reads his blocks and just cuts it outside. And again, it could have been a little bit of a late hit here on the Dons by, I believe, Mateus Beals, but wasn't called.
2 touchdowns for Lewis this season, including one last week against Steel Canyon. Nice little route here on the receiving end. And Benitez throwing darts short as tensions are flaring. That was Trenton Ingram, the senior wide receiver, with his 6th reception this season. And getting into it here with the Dons defensively.
It was a great job just taking what the defense gives you, sitting in that zone. You could tell how physical Cathedral is when they tackle. They came to play tonight.
That was Joshua Spencer, the senior DB, on the other end of it. Empty set here for Benitez, 2nd and 2. Plenty of time, now falling out of space, rolling out left, lobbing it to Lathan Fry. Fry can fly, and he gets down near the 30-yard line. A dynamic set of wide receivers springing into action, but there is an eagle down near the 30-yard line. It's Gabriel Wolf, their sophomore offensive lineman. How about this play, though, by Benitez to weave his way through traffic and find his open wide receiver.
Great patience by Benitez. Looks like they only brought 3 or 4 guys on the rush there. Just not forcing a bad pass, waiting for the defense to soften up. Fry seeping out there, getting open. That's a great job by Benitez. Looked a little bit of Mahomes-esque there, Jonathan.
He certainly has all sorts of traits from professional quarterbacks. The University of San Diego is proud to be celebrating its 75th anniversary. USD is now accepting applications. To learn more about USD, life is a Torero, and how they're leading with love and lighting the way forward, visit sandiego.edu/become a Torero. Seems like Granite Hills' offense is responding pretty well here to Cathedral.
They're moving the ball nicely here, and they've taken advantage of some opportunities and taking what the defense gives them. I like what they've done so far this drive.
1st and 10 from the 30, 40 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. Max Turner has had a couple of carries, pistol formation in effect, and here he is with carry number 4, and again, same result as the last few. No gain on the play against a stifling defensive line.
Something Max Turner needs to realize tonight, and I think he's realized it now, is that these holes aren't going to be as big as he's had in the previous weeks against this Cathedral front. And again, they're getting some charge here, but he's just got to take what the defense gives him, and they're swarming to the football tonight. It's going to be tough to run the ball here with Granite Hills.
Yeah, they look like angry bees trying to protect their queen on that defensive line. Swarming was the right term to use, Mr. Thesaurus. That's the end of the first quarter. 7-3. Dons lead the Eagles, but Granite Hills is driving. They'll have a 2nd and 10 from the 30. When we return, it's Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Your View celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month, celebrating culture, celebrating diversity, celebrating influence, strength, and achievement. Join us as we share compelling stories about individuals with Hispanic or Latino heritage, renowned artists who embrace their heritage and inspire fans all over the world, athletes and coaches who lifted their sports to new heights and paved the way for future generations of athletes. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with your view.
Sometimes people create their own perceptions of what I can and can't do.
There are millions of people like me. They are overlooked and underestimated.
It's my thing to feel. I don't want someone else to tell me how I should feel.
People made me have different views on it, but I learned my version of autism and I embraced that.
It takes a lot to be able to get to the pride part of disability because we live in an ableist society.
It doesn't matter the disability that you have. You have to love it and you have to love yourself.
It took me a while to understand that I'm one of a kind.
I have a mind, I have a heart, I have a passion.
I'm very proud to be myself.
Unique.
Lovable.
Awesome.
Kind.
It's who I am, sitting or standing.
Disability pride matters to me.
Say disability.
Say disability.
Say disability.
With pride.
With pride. Say disability.
With pride.
12 minutes have gone here at Granite Hills High School. And the Eagles trailing 7-3, but driving 2nd and 10 from the 30 in Don's territory. Both these teams have never played before. Cathedral Catholic opened in 1959. Granite Hills a year later in 1960. And it's the first ever matchup between these two powerhouse programs here. First play of the second half is a completion to Trenton Ingram, the senior wide receiver, who reels it in for a gain of 5.
Yeah, he's had a nice season thus far, a little over 100 yards receiving. And this little dinks and dunks and chinks and chunks in terms of getting yardage, and they're just taking what the defense gives them, making it 3rd and manageable.
Third and 5 on the move is Lewis. Maxwell Turner taking the handoff. He has had tough sledding, and right there getting shoved backwards. A loss of 1 or more here on the play, and again just being flattened. The defensive line led by Diesel Hernandez, the senior.
Yeah, they're trying to run the ball up the middle and get something, but looks like Latui Gasanola, Diesel Hernandez, just too much for this Cathedral offensive line.
4th and 7, and they're going to trot out the field goal unit. Trent Willick had a field goal earlier. This one going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be a 46-yarder. It would be his longest of the season. He is 2 for 2 now. It's a team that doesn't kick a ton of field goals. Most of the time they're up. In that game against Perry, the one loss for Granite Hills this season, they did not attempt a field goal, and their coaching staff is going to burn timeout number 2 of the first half.
I was questioning what was going on because number 8 was running onto the field, Tristan Diaz, and it looked like they already had 11 guys on the field. Yeah, so there's some miscommunication there on the sideline. Who's supposed to be in? Again, you don't want to have 12 men on the field, back them up another 5 yards for scoring here.
Right, 46 is daunting enough. Now 51. Probably going to have to punt this one away or fake it with Brendan Lewis like we saw them do in the first quarter.
Well, when you get outside of 50 yards for a field goal, especially for a high school kid, I mean, even for pros, I mean, it's a different mindset, and it shouldn't be, but it's just, when you look at it statistically, it's just a different probability to make the kick. So they use the timeout here, keep it a 46-yard field goal, see if they can get this game a little closer.
Yeah, it's really about responding to the Cathedral blows for Granite Hills, and, Granite Hills was able to land the first punch, albeit maybe more of a slap, with a 3-0 lead, and then Granite Hills responds with a blow of their own Cathedral responds with a blow of their own by the touchdown reception by Sebastian Tucker. But I think walking away with points on any possession against this Cathedral defense is a win, and Granite Hills is trying to do just that. However, they're going to trot out the offense.
Well, they're going to need to score points every drive because this Cathedral offense doesn't look like it's slowing down for anybody.
The sophomore quarterback, Zach Benitez, is out there. He's had a pretty nice evening so far. It's 4th and 7 from the 29 in Don's territory. Don's looking to push. Line collapsing, and Benitez is flattened. A sack on the play by Luke Westfall, the 3-star. Wazoo, Penn, Cal Poly, Yale, and UNLV all knocking on his door. And right there, he forces a turnover on downs.
There's just too many guys in the backfield for Benitez to really set his feet and make a throw. And Luke Westfall, I mean, you can tell why these schools are knocking at his door. I would be mailing, knocking, calling, trying to get him to sign on the dotted line. Because
if I'm San Diego State, they have yet to officially offer him. I'm offering this kid. Get him on that defensive line.
Get him in that red and black.
Already used to wearing a different shade of red here. 1st and 10 for Palmer. He flips it back. How about the move by Honor Fa'alave at first, but only gets one out of it after a duo of Eagles are able to take him down, led by Parker Vance.
Yeah, you could tell really physical tackling here, and Honor Fa'alave, he's shifty, but you got to get hands on. You got to wrap him up because he'll make you pay if you don't.
Returned from his 5-game sit-out period from transferring last week in the blowout victory against St. Augustine. 2nd and 10. Cathedral Catholic number 2 in San Diego. Granite Hills number 3. Palmer looking to throw all sorts of time. Juking out a defender. Rolling out right. Unleashes a throw, and it is caught once again by his tight end. Isaac Cook, the sophomore, all the way up to the 25-yard line.
It's a great job by Brady Palmer extending the play, not taking the sack back there, continuing to keep his eyes down the football field. You can see here he drops back, doesn't like the short throw, does a little pump fake, rolls out to his right, keeps his eyes downfield, throws the ball. Great pitch and catch there. Nice blocking downfield by Hunter Harrington as well. But Isaac Cook with the catch.
1st and 10 from the 25. Fa'alave's in the backfield, partnered with William Flores. Palmer under center, hands it off to Flores, going through the A-gap, trying to break away. And after a nice gain, he's greeted by Parker Vance. But a gain of 11 for the sophomore, and the chains continue to move for the Dons.
William Flores looking shifty on that. And that might be the 5th or 6th ball carrier we've seen for the Dons tonight. Rolling in fresh bodies, really attacking downhill on this defense. You can see why they're one of the top teams in San Diego.
It was a warm day here in El Cajon. It's finally starting to cool down as this game heats up. Into red zone territory go the Dons. Palmer in the shotgun. Actually, he is in an empty set here, but he does have Jonathan Solomon to his right, and now he goes under center. So he has Solomon and he has Funderburg, his 2-star running backs, lined up behind him. All spotted at the 14. Play action, rolling right. Palmer running out of time and space, throws a spiral to an unattended touchdown. Michael Diltz, the senior tight end, getting into the end zone, and the Dons score again.
Very interesting set of events here for the Dons. It looks like they were a little confused pre-snap what was going on. Brady Palmer goes underneath the center, I think it goes back into the shotgun, but basically they do a play action underneath. He rolls to his right, keeps his eyes downfield, buys himself some time for allowing for his tight end, Michael Diltz, to get open for the touchdown.
You want to talk about how deep this offense is. P.J. Johnson is on the field. Hunter Harrington's on the field. They have 2-star running backs. Honor Fa'alave gets in there. And the 2 touchdowns that have come for the Dons offensively have been from their junior and senior tight ends.
Yeah, they're just so deep on offense and defense. And you can tell why they're the number 2 team in San Diego.
And they'll have a date with number 1 Lincoln next week. Lincoln playing Point Loma here tonight. Another look at it. Brady Palmer showing you why he's a hot commodity at the next level. Into the end zone for Diltz, and we will step aside. 14-3, Cathedral Catholic leads Granite Hills. Keep it here. You're watching Game Time on Your View. Brought to you by Palomar Health.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Game Time High School football.
Brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't created overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare. Champions for you.
If you're having trouble breathing, if you're having a lot of sinus infections, if your nose is dripping like a faucet, I can help you. breathe easy. I'm Dr. Shaw, Palomar Health Ear, Nose, and Throat Surgeon. In less than an hour, we'll unplug that nose that's been so congested without an invasive surgery. It's painless. And by the next day, you're going to be breathing much easier. Contact us. I'll help you breathe easy.
Touchdown reception for Michael Diltz gives Cathedral Catholic the 14-3 lead back here at Granite Hills, where the Eagles will look to respond here. 8:42 to go in the first half. This ball is booted into the end zone for a touchback. Cathedral Catholic, their one loss this season, Drew, came against St. Ignatius Prep. It was a 19-17 loss, and Coach Sean Doyle said after the game that we beat ourselves. We had a ton of drop balls. We had flags. It was a game 9 times out of 10. You put us on the football field with St. Ignatius, and we're winning that game. It just so happened that one time was this season.
Yeah, well, St. Ignatius during that game, they forced turnovers that put pressure on the quarterback, and you're going to have to see that here for Granite Hills if they want a chance.
First play of this drive is a play action, almost intercepted. Brendan Lewis was the intended target. Sven Chupa, the senior safety, was the don in the area.
Yeah, couldn't quite connect there, but you could see the arm talent for Benitez there. Just couldn't quite get his receiver in stride there, Brendan Lewis.
Led his team to their first ever Open Division championship. Taking down Lincoln in a shocking result by 1. Ended up losing to Mission Viejo in the state championship. Here's a pass to Brendan Lewis that is complete out across the 25. And it's going to be 3rd and 4 here for the Eagles offense.
You can tell Cathedral's game plan by now. They're trying to keep everything in front of them. Don't allow the big explosive play. They're playing a safety deep in the backfield, just playing center field back there. Oh. Tip pass, incomplete.
And disruption here from the defense for Cathedral. You can see Bronx Latuli Gasinoa continuing to play a disruptor here for the Dons, and it's going to be a 3 and out for Granite Hills. Brendan Lewis likely have to boot this one away. PJ Johnson is the punt returner. He'll be a Saturday player at the next level. Just a junior, over 1,000 receiving yards as a sophomore with his quarterback Brady Palmer with the Saints. He's lined up near the 45. Lewis, a nice kick. It's going to take an Eagles hop and trickle towards the 35, and that's where it'll be down here for Cathedral Catholic. What can Granite Hills do on this defensive opportunity to try and stop the Dons' offense?
They've been aggressive on the defensive line. They've had a couple tackles, but they have to consistently stop the run in order to make this team one-dimensional, and they have to disrupt Brady Palmer's rhythm and timing. You know, he's had too many easy throws these last few drives. They got to be physical at the point of attack, stopping the run. It's been too easy for Cathedral so far on offense.
1st and 10 from the 35. Brady Palmer back out there. He has 2 passing touchdowns. On the move is Fa'alave. They hand it off to him. The sophomore running behind a slew of Don blockers. Out across the 45. Taken down just shy of the 50. Boy, anybody could run productively behind those big guys up front, but Fa'alave going the extra mile with that athleticism.
Asufa Laufi pulling number 52, and he just
wow,
bulldozes a guy across. He's a sophomore lineman playing varsity. He's one to watch here in San Diego.
1st and 10. Here's another handoff. Chugging up the middle is Funderburg out across the 45 into opponent territory, setting up what's going to be a 3rd and 3, or rather a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Funderburg, he had a nice night. We've mentioned before against Helix, and his carries and touches has gone down since the arrival of P.J. Johnson and Honor Fa'alave, but they're still going to feed him the ball here and try to get him in space.
Chatting with William Flores, the sophomore running back on the sideline. 3rd and 2 in the shotgun comes Palmer. His uncle Carson coaches up at Santa Margarita in the Trinity League. Rolling out right, heaving downfield, and it is wide open reception, diving into the end zone for P.J. Johnson. Touchdown Dons.
That one looked too easy for P.J. Johnson. He was open early, and he's putting his hand up saying, hey, bro, I'm open. And Palmer was able to connect, and you saw the arm talent there by Palmer as well, and they're hyped up.
The former Saints turned Dons connect again. And it's 20-3 pending the PAT. Gage Eastlack, the senior kicker and punter, with the boot. Bit of a knuckleball off the toe, but it is good nonetheless. 21-3. 21 unanswered for the Dons here.
Yeah, you can see Brady Palmer looks. He runs up and he finally gets his head up, and PJ calls for the ball, and great job just getting in the end zone. Great effort there. But you really saw the speed by Johnson. When you play so far off of him, off the line of scrimmage, you have. Looks like there might have been some miscommunication on coverage there, but
yeah, Trevor Smith late to get to him.
When you play so far off, you're not challenging him at the line of scrimmage, right? And the benefit of playing off is, right, you get time and distance, you can see what he can do, keep everything in front of him. But when you play so far off, it's like they get off the track and nobody stops them, and he's able to use his speed and get open.
3 different touchdowns for 3 different receivers here for Cathedral Catholic. 7:14 to go in the first half. The Eagles will look to respond and respond quickly. Now the caveat for them is they receive the second half kickoff. So if they can manage the clock and get on the board here, it actually could work out to set them up pretty well. Return here is Kyler Oberg, the junior. And he gets met out across the 20. Some late contact will warrant a flag here. And I think Cathedral Catholic might get called here for unnecessary roughness once again.
Samuel Samuela with the big-time tackle. When he got up and celebrated and doing his little shimmy, he shimmied into a Granite Hills defender and knocked him over. So, yeah, they're going to call probably unnecessary roughness. It looked like he pushed him over. He was just celebrating so much, but you got to control your emotions there if you're Samuela.
Samuela, one of the many Dons with offers from Washington State. Feels like Cathedral Catholic might be Wazoo Jr. here. You take another look at the return. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, he does a little shimmy there. You can't do that.
Not with the player that you just took down right in front of you on the ground.
He's just being smart, you know, and Coach Doyle, you saw him there. He's just kind of shaking his head like, come on, man. Stop giving them yards and allowing them to be in great field position, because it's something that we can control as a team.
Coach Doyle has seen it all. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 36 for Granite Hills after they tack on 15 to the penalty. A hair over 7 minutes to go for Zach Benitez and this offense. He has a pair of running backs split evenly. It's a handoff on the right side. Gage Spalding, the sophomore, going absolutely nowhere. A loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 11, rather.
Gage Spalding, he's a nice sophomore running back. He's got a bright future for the Eagles here, but again, there's just nowhere to go. It's just too many Dons swarming to the football. They're pinning their ears back and just playing downhill.
Interestingly enough, Drew, the offensive line, it felt like it's been holding for Benitez, not so much for the running attack.
It's true.
Turner motioned out left, and this one is short. Lewis in the area, 3rd and 11 upcoming.
When you can get pressure on your quarterback or on the opposing quarterback with only 4 guys rushing, it allows you to drop back 7 defenders to play against the pass. It's just really tough to find anybody open, especially with how fast and athletic Cathedral is. And yeah, at the line of scrimmage, they're just getting outmanned.
3rd and 11. A lot of life here for the Cathedral defense, now playing with 3 up on the line. We'll see if they blitz. Just 1 remaining timeout for the Eagles through the final 6.5 here of the first half. Pistol for Benitez. Whistles are blown. Timeout Dons. And we'll take one with them. 21-3, Cathedral Catholic leading here halfway through quarter number 2. Keep it here. It's Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
From New York City comes America's longest running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Game Time High School football.
Brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't created overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare. Champions for you.
3rd and 11. Out of the Dons timeout, Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, our entire Game Time on Your View crew on hand with you. Week number 7 of the high school football season. Defense jumped. Should make it 3rd and a bit more manageable. 3rd and 6 upcoming here for the Granite Hills offense.
Yeah, Luke Westfall jumped off sides there. But a lot of penalties here for Cathedral tonight, despite the fact that they're winning 21-3. But Granite Hills, they've been moving the ball effectively on offense, but they just haven't been able to get in the end zone, and they're going to need to convert if they want to keep running with these Dons.
A packed house here at Granite Hills High School. Benitez has to get rid of it as he gets lit up, just throws it away, and flags fly. There was some contact in the secondary. I do think intentional grounding will likely be one of these flags, though.
That was my first thought, and they did a little bit of a delayed blitz with Jake Bloom, the linebacker, the senior linebacker. It's going to be against Cathedral.
They called it pass interference. Now, the thing in high school football is there's no such thing as an uncatchable pass. So if there's pass interference, even if it's 50 yards the other side of the field, it's pass interference. And right there on what could have been, they didn't even throw the intentional grounding flag, by the way. So on what should have just been a 4th and 6, turns into a 1st and 10 in Don's territory from the 45. My goodness, the chances the Eagles are getting due to the flags that are being thrown at the hands of Cathedral Catholic. Jonathan. Yeah, really. Got to take advantage, though. Play action up the middle. Lathan Fry hauls it in. And I think he was stopped just shy. We'll see if they give it to him. Both officials just short of the line to gain. It's going to be a gain of 9.5.
And they'll give that to Lathan Fry and Benitez all day. And they're just keeping everything in front of them, not allowing the explosive play.
Wow, they're actually respotting the football. They didn't even bring out the chains for this one. It's going to be 1st and 10, a gain of 10 on the play for Fry. Fry, a star volleyball player. Also plays a little bit of basketball. Max Turner swimming his way through for a gain of 13 on the play.
Yeah, Max Turner spinning his way through. That might be one of his biggest gains here tonight. And again, when you soften that defense and you keep them on their heels with those mid-range passes, it's going to open up the run game a little bit. You can see here they've been doing a lot of play action, and then Benitez just hands it off, reads the defense, sees the linebackers far away from the line of scrimmage, and they go right back to him.
Right to him up the middle, this time a gain of 5 on the play. Turner has had a stellar season. 2 rushing touchdowns in all but 1 game played so far this season. That was against Eastlake when they really didn't need him. Second teamers got in there quite early against the Titans. He had a 207 rushing yard game and 3 touchdowns against Mission Hills in the season opener. A huge win against the Grizzlies. 2nd and 5, Turner again trying to spin out of trouble, staying on his feet, going the wrong way for a moment, and then maybe getting back to the line to gain, or line of scrimmage rather. And it's going to be 3rd and 5 here after a hard-fought no gain from the running back.
Seven Chupa on that tackle there, playing from the safety position, and they're doing a nice job here on this drive, just moving the ball, taking advantage of opportunities, and making the best of it.
Gage Spalding, the backup, is in. Brendan Lewis in motion. Benitez has to get rid of it quickly. Did he lose the football? No, but he goes down, and down big. A loss on the play, and a sack once again by this defensive line, led by Luke Westfall.
That ball has to be out 1, 2, 3. It needs to be out now. And he didn't like what he saw there, and great job by Cathedral, just collapsing the pocket, not allowing him extra time to extend the play.
How much of this is the defensive line, and how much of this is the inexperience as a sophomore quarterback.
This is about 80% of the defensive line. I mean,
okay, fair enough.
Not a lot of quarterbacks could do, and running backs could really do much against this stout defensive line by Cathedral.
So back out there is Trent Willick trying to put 3 more on the board. This one is up, and it has the leg. Is it through? It is. A 35-yarder for Trent Willick, his second made field goal of the game. And there's a flag that is thrown back near the 33-yard line. And Cathedral and the Eagles not getting off the field, and based on the body language by Sven Chupa, it's against the Dons.
Another penalty against Cathedral.
The referee mic not working in the stadium tonight. And roughing the kicker is the call again. You agree?
Yes, because he did roll into the kicker, and although it didn't really affect the play much, but again, they have to call that, and it's frustrating. It keeps the drive alive here, depending on what Granite Hills wants to do. I think it was 4th and 4.
So it was 4th and 5.
Yeah, that might extend the play or the drive here.
Oh, it certainly will, because that's 15.
I think they're asking if they want to enforce it or decline it.
Oh, you can't decline it. You gotta accept this one, Drew, because it's 3:57 to go. You have an opportunity to get into the end zone with the half winding down on the receiving side, coming out of the halftime break, down by a score.
I know you gotta take it, but
they're declining it. I think they declined it.
Hey, I guess great minds think alike, Jonathan.
They are taking the points. 21-6, 3:57 to go.
They're playing the long game here, Jonathan.
It's chess out here. I'm playing checkers, apparently. Chess is too complicated for this play-by-play guy.
You make a great point, Jonathan, and I think it's seeing how stout this Cathedral team is. Anytime you have an opportunity to guarantee yourself points on the board,
you take them where you can get them.
Especially here at home, and you're down 2 possessions, and it's a long game here. I think Granite Hills just wanting to continue to get points on every single drive. That's what it's going to take for Granite Hills to continue to stay in this ball game. This is one of the best Cathedral Dons teams we have seen in the last 2 decades. They are deep on this roster. Multiple players with college offers. Again, this is one of the toughest teams here in San Diego.
Of course, the Dons have sported amazing players who have gone on to play at the next level in the NFL. Tyler Gaffney, Isaiah Owens, Daniel Burton played for the USDH side of things before they moved and renamed. Of course, Elijah Vera Tucker most recently, who had rejoined the program to speak a couple of times. He was a first-round pick in 2021 out of USC by the Patriots. Ensuing kickoff is received near the 1. Plenty of space across the 30, 35, 40 is where P.J. Johnson is laid to rest. A 40-yard return on the kickoff, and only 60 yards to pay dirt for this Dons offense.
Sophomore Jaden Thomas with the tackle, and that's just a nice return here by P.J. Johnson. He's patient. He sees his blocks. Great coaching there, allowing to set up, get a crease.
Now this kid flies.
They really pay attention to all phases of the game.
So Palmer out there, under center. Quick handoff going to William Flores, the sophomore running back, his 3rd carry here tonight. And he gets 9 out of it. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Cathedral's forcing Granite Hills to come up into the box and put maybe 8 or even 9 guys in the box. I mean, if they don't address it and get close to the line of scrimmage and put 4 or 5 guys hand in the dirt, 3 or 4 linebackers in the box, they're just going to keep running the football, getting 5 to 6 to 7 yard chunks every single play.
Harrington, the lone wide receiver, split out right. It is a loaded group around the quarterback, Brady Palmer. Solomon's the running back. P.J. Johnson on the move. Play action. Far side. Harrington looking for it. Hauls it in. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was. A nice catch by Hunter Harrington out near the 20-yard line to continue to move the 6 here for the Dons.
Just so many weapons, but play action to Jonathan Solomon up the middle. Little underthrown, but great concentration as he's going down. I think he was out of bounds, honestly, on that play, but no replay here in high school. And
well, we got replay.
We have replay.
They
but
don't down
the
there.
refs don't. I would have thrown the little red flag out there and challenged that.
I know you carry a red flag with you just in life. Whenever somebody says something you don't like, you just throw it out there and challenge
flag,
it.
Red card. Kick people out.
Surprised you haven't given me a red card yet. Kick me out of the broadcast booth.
I don't speak too soon.
1st and 10. Backfield loaded up once again. Funderburg and Flores. We're going to go to Flores. He immediately sheds a tackle. Back to the defense and pushes it for a nice gain on the play near the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Flores with a nice run up the middle, and Cathedral's having no problems at all moving the ball on offense, and it's really exhausting, and it's mentally tiring for this defense of Granite Hills to get run up and down the field like this. It's got to be a shot to their confidence, but they need a play. They need a stop here in the red zone.
Blue crew staying in it. Tonight they're the pink crew to honor Breast Cancer Awareness Month, spread awareness and try to stop out cancer. Palmer running into trouble, evading pressure, rolling right. He's going to keep it himself, get the first down. Skidding into play, searching for the end zone. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Brady Palmer, a 15-yard quarterback keeper. And Cathedral Catholic extends 27-6.
Yeah, great job by Brady Palmer extending the play. And if you're Granite, you have to contain his rush lanes. It's just too easy for him to escape outside the pocket. It's like playing Patrick Mahomes. You know, you got to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him extend the play. And Brady Palmer using his legs on that one to get 6.
Eastlack out there trying to make it a 3-possession game. The Eagles struck first on drive number 2. They went up 3-0. It has been all Cathedral Catholic since. Eastlack gets the PAT, 28-6, Drew.
Carlo LaFleur with another perfect snap for the Dons.
For those who don't know, Drew Ferris, famed long snapper, played at Florida, bounced around the NFL. Now he's here to tell you about it.
Well, you did that for me here,
yeah,
Jonathan.
You're right. I'm speaking on your behalf. I'll expect a check in the mail.
No, but Carlo's one of my students. I've worked with him for a long time. It's great to see him have success. But yeah, here Brady Palmer just escapes outside the pocket, does it with his legs, put a foot in the ground, and he's just tough running those last 5 yards, falling forward, getting a touchdown. This Don's offense is quite literally rolling and firing on all cylinders here, Jonathan.
Traded near Thesaurus for some common verbiage here. Brandon Lewis is back. So is Kyle Oberg. You can feel the energy here on the Eagle side of things, all but existing right now. Looking for a spark by the offense. This kick is up, and Oberg lets it soar into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20 here for Granite Hills. $1:45 to go in the half. They will receive the second half kickoff. A team that has one loss to Perry High School, the number 9 team in the state of Arizona. They have all but dominated every other team that they have played here in San Diego. Both of these teams 5-1, only loss to teams from other sections. The Dons lost to St. Ignatius Prep up from San Francisco. First test really for Granite Hills in San Diego tonight. And the Dons are showing them just how difficult it is to play the number 2 team in the section. Lathan Fry on the move. Turner's the running back. Benitez looking to throw. Finds Turner in some space in the flat. Staying on his feet, crossing the 20. And he moves the pile for a gain of 3.
There's almost 8 Dons on that tackle. I mean, that is just ridiculous. I'm sorry, but I mean, great for the Dons swarming there, but Max Turner just nowhere to go.
2nd and 7. Benitez with times. Unleashes one to a backwards falling Trenton Ingram, who reels it in. 10-yard gain and a move of the sticks, if you will, for the offense.
Trenton Ingram, he's had a nice night tonight. Nice throw there by Benitez and falls out of bounds, and Benitez on the move.
On the move, Lathan Fry in the area and slings it to his sideline.
They're going to need to attack downfield. I mean, obviously it's 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the second quarter, but they have got to get explosive plays, and Cathedral has been doing a great job, Jonathan, just not allowing them to get over the top of the defense, keeping everything in front of them, only allowing 6 points for an offense that's been laying it on here in the San Diego section this first half of the season.
They put up points in that game against Perry. It just went wrong really quickly. Here's a lob to Turner. Runs out of bounds after being chased down by Honor Fa'alave for a gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 7, maybe 6.5, with 65 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, Max Turner, he's a great athlete. They're going to have to get him the ball in space, maybe some screen plays, get him in the slot, get him moving around the field.
Empty set. Quick pitch, intercepted on the far side. Honor Fa'alave, one of the best in the state, gliding into the end zone. A pick 6 for the sophomore.
Honor Fa'alave, when you stare down your receivers, I mean, he just read him like a book the whole way, and great job by Honor Fa'alave. You can see here Benitez, he just looks left the whole time and premeditated, knew where he was going with the ball, and Honor Fa'alave just pinned his ears back, took a chance, and it paid off.
Fresh off a trip last weekend to Washington where he saw the Huskies take down the Michigan Wolverines. Offers from USC and Oregon, Oklahoma, Utah, Texas A&M, San Diego State, just to name a few, by the way.
He's going to be a really special player. He already is a special player, but he's going to be a big name come his senior year.
I'd be surprised if we didn't hear his name on Sundays in years to come. PAT is up and good, 35-6. It's a 35-3 run for the Dons since Granite Hills took an early 3-0 lead.
You're right, Jonathan. 35-3 run since the 3-0 lead by the Eagles, and 35 points in the first half on a team that hasn't given up a touchdown in how many games?
Two games.
2 games. Haven't given up a touchdown. 35 points here in the first half. Credit the Dons coming in here on the road. The game of the week. Just another game here for the Dons so far.
Now, to be fair for Cathedral Catholic, they haven't given up points in the last 2 games before this one. They still haven't given up a touchdown in this one, so that run still stands. Dons won the 2016 CIF San Diego Section Open Division Championship. They also won the state championship that year. That was the first year of Open Divisions here in San Diego. Finished top 10 nationally that year. This year, boy, they could rival it with just how talented. You and I were talking during a break, Drew, and you feel like there's 12, maybe 15 guys who are going to be playing on Saturdays currently sporting the white and red.
Maybe 15 or 20 guys, and that includes guys who are current sophomores right now up into the senior class, and they're just so stacked on defense. They're so physical. They're so fast. They tackle well. They're fundamentally sound. It's just a great job by the coaching staff developing these players.
Benitez out there, 56 seconds to go. Rolling out right immediately. Lathan Fry, the intended receiver. He was in double coverage. Samuel Samuela teaming up with Matthias Beals, the senior linebacker, to force the overthrow. And 2nd and 10 upcoming. Cathedral does have one of the greatest upsets in San Diego section history. Came back in the late 90s and played Mater Dei High School, the one up from Santa Ana, not the one in Chula Vista. Mater Dei, a heavy favorite. And at the time, it was University of San Diego High School. After Turner gets the gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. Timeout called here by the defense. And Mater Dei ended up losing that game. It's one of the greatest upsets by a San Diego school against a Southern Section school in the history of the existence of the section. Mater Dei at the time was the #1 team in the country. Cathedral Catholic able to win a state championship courtesy of that incredible upset. Speaking of USD, the University of San Diego is proud to be celebrating its 75th anniversary. USD is now accepting applications. To learn more about USD Life as a Torero and how they're leading the way with light and love, Visit sandiego.edu/become a Torero. 2005, Cathedral Catholic made the move after a long-standing legacy from its founding in 1957. Started football in 59. It changed the name to Cathedral Catholic and moved to its current location in Carmel Valley. And even though it was a significant shift for the school, it was not for the football program that maintained its dominance regardless. 3rd and 8, 48 seconds to go. Empty set for Benitez. Line collapsing, and he is eaten alive again. Guess who? Sidney DePaie, his second sack here tonight. Benitez opting to get up himself, and it's going to be 4th and long here for the offense.
Sidney DePaie just coming in on his knees and lifting up a big bear paw there. The San Diego State commit. Aztec's got to be excited about him, and I think there's probably a few other defensive linemen San Diego State should be looking at on this team, but we'll see. That's not up to us.
Speaking of San Diego State, Benitez did just pick up an offer from them, the sophomore quarterback. San Diego State has not had a... What was that?
They might be teammates someday. Sidney DePaie.
That would be very
Benitez.
cool. Benitez a sophomore, DePaie a senior. They would probably overlap 1 year if that were to happen. There's a lot to come for Benitez, though. You know, as nice as it is to get an early offer, with the growth that I think we're anticipating this young quarterback to have, there's plenty more offers in his future, though, for San Diego State. Keeping local talent in San Diego should be a priority. And we'll see here as the Sean Lewis era continues for the Aztecs if they can accomplish that mission. P.J. Johnson, Onarfa Alave back to return Brendan Lewis's punt. Lewis with his back towards the end zone. Rolling out right, shooting for Johnson, who takes it at the 45. Johnson up the middle, veering left. Blue jerseys in his rear view mirror. P.J. Johnson, a punt return for a touchdown. 55 yards. His second touchdown of the evening, and the Dons are pouring it on in Granite Hills.
Doing it on all phases are the Dons. The interception return for a touchdown. We've seen plenty of offensive touchdowns by Brady Palmer here tonight. And now P.J. Johnson for his second touchdown of the night, having a touchdown catch, and now that punt return. And that's just great vision and patience, allowing for his blocks to set up, using his athleticism to get to the edge of the field and getting in the end zone for a touchdown. Great job by the Dons.
41-6. Granite Hills has not lost at home by double digits in a couple of years. And they have a mountain to climb right now. Eastlack out there trying to make it 42. Nice snap, good hold, kick as a line drive, and through. 26 seconds to go. You see why the Dons called that timeout on the defensive side. They knew that they had an opportunity to get back into the end zone, and it didn't take much.
Yeah, P.J. Johnson puts the foot in the ground, gets north and south, and he just runs around the sophomore Jaden Thomas. And again, you just got to front up the football. If you're playing coverage teams here on kickoff and punt, you have to be able to make that returner go east and west and get all 11 hats on the ball.
You could hear a dime drop here on the Eagle side. Cathedral Catholic well-traveled here from North County.
I think, obviously, Granite Hills, the fan base here, it's a great fan base. They've got loyal fans and really homegrown spirit here. I mean, they expected a closer game here tonight, I'm sure, but let's see what Granite Hills can do here in the second half.
You talk about culture, all but one coach on the Granite Hills staff went to this incredible high school. Ensuing kickoff into the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 20 with 26 to go here. Boy, the Dons don't want to get away from that football, do they? Even after the kickoff. Scurrying over to is Parker Gibbons, the junior defensive end, to make the collection of the hide. But you mentioned culture, and they certainly have built an outstanding culture here in El Cajon. Granite Hills really was an afterthought on the football field for quite some time, and then as soon as the hire was made by Kellen Cobbs 13 years ago, the program started to turn for the better. Max Turner with a handoff that goes for no gain on the play.
Caden Smith with the tackle.
And I think the Eagles are satisfied just to get to halftime here. It was a missed snap. Nonetheless, though, Turner gets it and is greeted by a trio of Dons. That's going to do it for us here at halftime. It is a Dons domination through the first 24 minutes, 42-6. You're watching Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
San Diego is a special place, and Saquon takes tremendous pride in working with so many across the region to help build a stronger community. From high-profile partners and vital organizations who always extend a helping hand to key civic groups that enrich our lives, Saquon supports all aspects of the community and proudly partners with so many important organizations and landmark institutions. Because if it's important to San Diegans, it's important to Saquon.
With so much pride and honor that you bring excellence every single day. Thank you for all that you do, Miss Sexteen.
I wouldn't be able to be here without such a supportive team. And I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you, much gratitude and reciprocity. Thank you so much.
All right, let's hear it for Miss Sexteen, teacher of the year.
42-6. Dons lead the Eagles. Gorgeous night here in El Cajon. They're getting ready for a Halloween halftime show. Drew scares easily, so he's going to be hiding in the corner for that one. Education lays the foundation for progress. Brilliant minds designing our future. They ignite curiosity, mentor, and empower our students to aim high and realize their dreams in a world that is constantly evolving. Let's take a look back at Cox's Salute to Teachers Recognition Party, where 51 remarkable San Diego County District Teachers of the Year were celebrated. Out of these exceptional nominees, only 5 went on to be named the 2024-2025 San Diego County Teachers of the Year.
I just really want to congratulate the 2024-25 Districts of the Year. Tonight is all about you, celebrating you and all of the great work that you do on behalf of your students every day.
There are more than 20,000 public school teachers in San Diego County, and we appreciate every one of them. You are some of the best in your profession and some of the best in the state. That's why you've been recognized as your district's Teachers of the Year, and you qualify as a nominee for San Diego County Teacher of the Year.
the work that goes into what you do each and every day to train our kids, teach our kids, mentor our kids, all those things that are critically important for society, and we really do appreciate that.
You are here tonight because you are shaping the future of our youth, empowering them to reach their full potential, and recognizing and fostering their genius so that they can become the change makers of tomorrow. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Oh my goodness, to be nominated by my colleagues and my peers and supported by them, it is such a huge accomplishment, and I am so grateful for that they are seeing this hard work and seeing the motivation happening at my school.
I am a teacher because throughout my education, since I was a little girl, I've always had positive role models, and I want to see my students and to see me as a role model for them, and just being an inspiration that they can have a better life in this country and that they can be the change.
I honestly like to see the light come on. I'm also a soccer coach, and when a student or player understands the concept, I like to call it the light coming on. It's amazing. It's a great feeling. It's just little small victories every day that I get to see and enjoy.
It's an incredible job. When you really boil it down to the nuts and bolts of it, is that we are creating future citizens in our communities and of the world.
I was just so grateful and honored that they saw something in me that maybe I didn't see in myself for the years I've been there, and I just feel incredibly grateful and blessed.
I feel very proud to represent my school and my fellow colleagues. That's the truth.
Good morning, CPL.
Cable Pipe and Leak Detection has been in business since 1976. We locate underground utilities and water leaks. We work with homeowners, we work with businesses, we work with architects, contractors, electricians, plumbers.
I've been working for this company for 16 years. You know, it's a family-owned company, which means a lot because the owners, they care about the employees.
As we've grown, you become more thankful, I think, for what you've got, and I think we're now in that process where we want to give back a little bit more.
It's important to work for a company that volunteers their time to the community and different services. Not only do you get to go to work, but you get to help out people.
Their core values really mirror institutions like the Boys and Girls Club do and provide for the community. And they do it with an open heart. And they do what they do with very little recognition.
We're adopting dogs from local shelters, training them for post-9/11 combat veterans, and we're able to donate these trained dogs to deserving veterans in need. Shelter to Soldier is a nonprofit, and we're able to do the work that we do because of you, the community.
Brought to you by Honor Buick GMC in National City. Honor is more than just a word. It's the way we do business.
Into construction, remodeling, or thinking about building an ADU? You're going to love Our Family, Your Home Second Story. You'll see many of the Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel team in action, from design, build, and financing tips to project management. This fourth-generation, family-owned and operated San Diego company has been serving the community for almost 50 years. When you see some of their awesome ADUs, you'll know why. Right here on Your View, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.
A spooky halftime here at Granite Hills. Not just what's going on during the halftime show, but the score as well. The Dons lead 42-6. Earlier this month, former New England Patriots Super Bowl champion and author Malcolm Mitchell joined Cox Communications to visit with students and athletes at Lincoln High School in San Diego. He discussed challenges he faced during his youth, promoted digital literacy, and shared life lessons learned from both on and off the playing field.
Why am I here today? I know a lot of you face challenges. You face similar challenges that I faced when I was growing up. My name is Malcolm Mitchell. I grew up in Georgia. I got a college scholarship to go to the University of Georgia to play football. Yes, I did graduate, but in 2016 I was drafted to play in the NFL. I played with the New England Patriots. 2017 I won a Super Bowl with them.
Well, speaking of high school students, it's always a beautiful game of tug of war, because I remember being them and being in a situation where life started to get a bit more heavier. You're starting to transition into real-world experiences. You're starting to understand the challenges in your community a bit more while still having this beautiful youthfulness and hope.
Now, I don't have all the answers, but I know some. That's for sure. I believe that athletics represent life in a very compelling way. Because just like in sports and life, you face challenges. And you have to overcome those challenges to get where you want to be. And the more challenges you overcome, the closer you get to accomplishing your goal. I am not the most athletic person that came from my high school. I am one of the ones who had the most athletic success, and it has very little to do with my athletic ability, but it has everything to do with the way I think. You know, people make the false assumption that the higher you go up, the easier it gets. No, that's not true. The more you put on, the harder it gets. All right? The better you are as a football team, more people want to beat you, right? Well, the better you do at life, the more people want to see you come in. Right? The only thing that's going to keep you safe is the way you think, not what you do. I played with Tom Brady, and here's something that Tom Brady told me. He said, the more you know, the further you go. The most powerful thing you possess is actually your voice. Now, how you use your voice is determined on your imagination, your knowledge, your perseverance, and how hard you work. But if you don't speak, you give people permission to do whatever and say whatever they want. The first 2 years, high school was not so easy for me.
I was asked, how was it for me my first 2 years in high school? It was difficult. I couldn't tell the student that it was easy, because it wasn't. And life won't be easy. To me, those are always the hardest questions to answer, when I have to tell the brutal truth. And the truth is, yeah, I know it feels bad, but you know, progress doesn't feel great all the time.
Students were able to identify with his message, you know, some of the challenges and things that he said that he faced as a young person. I believe that many of them can relate to that, and so I believe it was a great experience.
Those who were determined never to give up.
I'm grateful that I got an opportunity, hopefully, to communicate a positive message, which is you can do it. Believe in yourself, but understand that life is about overcoming challenges, just like any sport that you may play.
From New York City comes America's longest running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Game Time High School Football.
Brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't created overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare. Champions for you.
Back here at Granite Hills, the Eagles trailing 42-6, 2 minutes to go here at halftime. And Drew, this is a very difficult mountain to climb, not impossible. You have to go back to the COVID spring season, the final game, the worst loss in the last decade for Granite Hills to Carlsbad. They lost that one 63-14. Cathedral Catholic trying to throw their hat in the ring to hand Granite Hills their worst home loss in nearly 10 years here tonight.
All Cathedral here in the first half, 42-6. I know this is not what Granite Hills was expecting at all, but kudos to the Dons coming in here, establishing an offensive drive, a few offensive drives, and then on the defensive side of the ball, able to get a pick six with Honor Falave, and then on special teams, P.J. Johnson with the punt return right before the half. So they've been doing it on all phases. They're one of the best teams here in San Diego. Got to respect it. But, yeah, if you're Granite Hills, It's tough to be down this much here on your home turf. I know they're expecting a much better performance. See in the second half if Granite Hills can get something going here with Zach Benitez and Brendan Lewis and company.
6 touchdowns in that first half for Cathedral Catholic. How did they do it? Well, first, Granite Hills got on the board. It was 3-0 after a really nice field goal by Trent Willick. Felt like Granite Hills was moving the ball quite well, but Brady Palmer and this dynamic Dons offense answered really quickly. Here's Sebastian Tucker, the junior tight end, getting his first touchdown catch of the season, wrestling his way across the line.
Brady Palmer here finding his tight end, Sebastian Tucker, bulldozing his way into the end zone for his first touchdown.
On the response, this guy Benitez searching, swerving, throwing. That's Lathan Fry, the longest reception of the first half here. And it felt like Granite Hills had an opportunity, and then a huge sack on the play. That was Luke Westfall. Palmer gets the ball back, juking out defenders, rolling out towards the end zone, where he finds another touchdown. This by Isaac Cook, his sophomore wide. Oh, excuse me. This is Cook on the reception that sets up the touchdown. This is Michael Diltz, the tight end, who's going to be in that end zone unattended to.
Yeah, Brady Palmer doing a nice job tonight, evading pressure, keeping his eyes downfield, and finding P.J. Johnson for the big pass down the field, finding his way into the end zone for the first time tonight here. And again, Brady Palmer just great with his feet, keeping his eyes downfield, getting enough air under that ball to give Johnson a chance.
First of the 2 for Johnson. It was tough sledding against this really feisty defensive line. Another sack there for Luke Westfall, 1 of 3. Here is a field goal attempt number 2, and it was good for Trent Willick to put 6 on the board. But then things got out of hand. How about Hunter Harrington on the receiving end just towing the sideline? That set up Brady Palmer for this, showing off what he could do by himself, staying on his feet through contact into the end zone.
Yeah, Brady Palmer rolling to his left initially, reverses field, keeping his eyes on field, couldn't find anybody, and he takes it himself, juking defenders, bulldozing into the end zone. Great job.
And then just when it felt like Granite Hills could have an opportunity on, Arfa Alave said, "Thank you very much." A pick 6 for the star defender, and then Benitez. Get another look at it here. This time Benitez in the pocket. Sidney DePaie with one of his 3, and then the half capped off by this, Drew.
Yeah, P.J. Johnson takes the ball north and south, is patient with it, runs out to the sideline, down the field, has a nice downfield block by Bronx Latui Gasanoa on the return. But again, just the athleticism and the speed, and that's something that they were missing on offense. Although they were obviously scoring a lot of points, but having him as a dynamic playmaker, getting in the end zone as a receiver, getting in the end zone as a punt returner, he's really changed this offense for the Dons.
So it is 42-6. If you lead by 35 or more here in the San Diego section in the second half, you can have a running clock, but both teams have to agree. So we will find out once the ball is kicked off here to Granite Hills by the Dons. If the Dons and this coaching staff led by the great Kellen Cobbs have agreed to the running clock. Cobbs taking this team to unprecedented heights. A graduate here in 2005, hired in 2012. He spent a couple of years prior to taking over as the head coach as the defensive coordinator. He's done an amazing job, not just on the field, but as a leader in this community as well. Coach guys like Joe Cardona, your buddy over with the Patriots. Back in the 70s, Joe Roth played here. Roth attended Cal as a quarterback. An untimely passing due to cancer, but his legacy remains here as his number is retired in the rafters in the gymnasium for Granite Hills. And of course, another standout, not on the football field, 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Jimmy Johnson went here.
That's quite the name for Granite Hills.
Won the Daytona 500 twice. Was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame this year. And right now, it's going to take a Herculean effort and some NASCAR speed from this offense to try and get back into this game. Half number 2 underway. Dons lead 42-6. Game time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health. What do you want to see out of this first Eagles drive, Drew?
I would like to see them attack downfield and get over the top of this defense and really let Zach Benitez's arm strength on full display. They've been doing a lot of underneath game, sideline game. You saw some catches from Braden Lewis and Lathan Fry and Trenton Ingram get in the ball game, but we really have to see them get those huge explosive plays for them to crawl back into this one.
Max Turner broke loose 2 times in that first half for some big gains. They give him the rock here, right through the A gap. He will go and eke out 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Max Turner with some tough sledding, and he's had a quiet night tonight. I mean, everybody on this Granite Hills team has had a quiet night so far.
Not the kicker.
Not the kicker. He's offensive
Trent
MVP.
Willick is 2 for 2.
Yeah. But yeah, they're going to go quick tempo here.
Turner had 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown last game against Steel Canyon. They give it back to him, and maybe half a yard on the gain.
Just tough yards for Max Turner. And again, this defense for Cathedral, I've said it in the first half and I'll say it again, they're just so tough to run the ball against, and they make this offense one-dimensional. And when you can win up front with your 4 down linemen, and it allows you to keep a safety deep in the backfield, allows you for your corners to press up on these receivers, it makes it really tough to move the football as an offense.
3rd and 6. Already a minute into the second half. Benitez looking to throw, running out of time. Brendan Lewis in the area, well overthrown. Good coverage by Joshua Spencer nonetheless. And we're looking at a 3 and out here. But with their backs against the wall and caution to the wind, maybe you go for it, but instead this coaching staff will elect to boot it away. P.J. Johnson striding back towards the 50.
P.J. Johnson might be looking for another one here, but conservative play calling, but again, just pressure on the quarterback, not allowing him to step into anything, forcing a 4th down.
Johnson ripped off a 55-yard punt return towards the end of half number 1. Brendan Lewis striding back into the punting position. Lewis, a 3-sport athlete, committed to Arizona State as a freshman. Batted .386 last year. The leadoff here for Granite Hills. This ball trickling towards the 40 and out of play around the 39-yard line. So 61 yards to the house here for the Dons offense. Clock stopping at 10:39. So right now, it does not seem like the running clock has been accepted by Granite Hills. That could change, though, with a flick of the wrist by the star quarterback.
I believe Coach Cobbs, he wants his team to learn from this. He wants his team to get better. I mean, if you think about it, although this game is somewhat out of reach, at least for now, I mean, it allows his team to get reps against guys who are going to be playing on Saturdays.
A lot of them.
It's the best way to get better, Jonathan.
Right through the teeth of adversity. 1st and 10 from the 39. Palmer is out there. A pair of running backs to his right. Play action. He had Johnson. He sheds Johnson's opportunity, takes it himself, and gains 4. Johnson confused why he was shaken off by his quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't love that outside throw there. I mean, Palmer had a guy in the flat, Johnson, and then he also had Hunter Harrington down the field and just takes it himself. And probably the timing play, got to get that ball out. If you don't get the ball out quickly, you're not going to trust it because the defense is closing in.
Only 2 receptions tonight for Hunter Harrington on the left side of your screen. It's a 13, I believe, here for the offense. You can check me on my math there, Drew. William Flores is the running back, the sophomore, with a burst of energy after getting the handoff, and goes for a gain of 8 on the play and moves the sticks.
You can't tackle high against these running backs. You have to wrap up their legs and keep your feet. Great job by Flores. Just continuing to pound the pavement here, so to speak, and get positive yardage for a 1st down.
Braden Wells with tackle number 37 to his season. 1st and 10 at the 50. Flores remains the running back. Shotgun formation for Palmer. They give it back to him. Flores breaking loose for a moment. Taken down just shy of the 40, a gain of 9.
Yeah, sophomore running back. He's getting some valuable carries here. It looks like they've designated him to be the primary ball carrier here in the second half.
2 carries for Jonathan Solomon in this game. Haven't really needed their RB1 tonight.
Onafal Olave has taken over, looks like, running the ball here, at least in the first half, and he's out there right now on offense, so see what they do here with the football.
Fa'alave, 2 to the right of Palmer. Flores in the middle. And a play action. Palmer looking deep, has a man. Johnson reels it in and then loses it. It's a fumble. Jumping on top of it is Jerzel Ramirez. And they're going to call it incomplete. Ramirez begging for the fumble.
Looks like there's some laundry on the field, too.
There is a flag thrown back near the 40.
Yeah, nice little play action to honor Fa'alave. Tricks the defense and throws the ball up. And
oh, that looked complete to me.
It did. And I think eventually, one day, Jonathan,
replay will be.
We're going to see replay.
The problem is it's expensive, and unfortunately, different schools have different budgets.
I understand that, but
that was a catch and that was a fumble. I'm willing to put my reputation on the line for it.
Me too.
Well, you got a lot less to lose. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, my reputation isn't as solid as Jonathan's is, but
no.
My word doesn't go as far as.
Trust me, with many yours goes way further. Flag on the play is going to bring this back a few. 2nd and 6, 8:50 to go here in the third quarter. Again, Granite Hills opting not to allow the running clock, though they could according to the rules. Here comes Flores, bursting through and taking a huge tackle on the play, but getting the first down and some change nonetheless. Parker Vance laying down the shoulder.
Yeah, Parker Vance bringing the wood. Flores, when you run high like that, eventually he's going to make you pay, and boom, just takes a lick. Parker Vance, great hit, great tackle.
Little chirping going on after the facts.
Yeah, these guys are getting emotional here tonight, Jonathan.
15-yard run for Flores. 1st and 10 from the 35 in opponent territory for the Dons. Dons have a date with the Hornets of Lincoln. Lincoln was shutting out Point Loma last time I checked at the half. We'll see what the leash is here on Brady Palmer. We have seen some reps from Tyler Duong, the backup. Palmer's pass incomplete. Oh, no, it is complete. Wow. P.J. Johnson able to keep his foot in and possession of the football, a gain of 10 and a move of the sticks. Wow.
That was a great touch pass by Brady Palmer, and this is something I've wanted to see from him over the last few weeks. Just putting the ball where his guy can get it. P.J. Johnson, great job keeping his left foot in bounds and getting the ball caught for the Dons.
My goodness, that kid can fly, both horizontally and vertically. It's a gain of 10 and a first down for Palmer. Duong did start the first game when Palmer had to sit out in the blowout win against Mater Dei Catholic for these Dons. On the move, it's a handoff to Johnson. Staying on his feet through a ton of contact, and his line is there to help him push for the extra effort. It's a gain of 5 on the play for the wide receiver on the sweep.
Yeah, nice physical running by Johnson. And, the Dons have put some of their backup linemen in, but, again, just a pull of the left guard, and Johnson just making defenders miss, keeping his body lean forward and getting some positive yardage.
Dons marching forth here in Eagles territory. It's 2nd and 5 from the 21-yard line. Jonathan Solomon and Honor Fa'alave to the right of Palmer. First Jonathan Solomon sighting here of the second half. Whistles are blown, flags fly, play is dead. And a false start, a delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty will make it a 2nd and 10 here from the 25. Lots of penalties here, maybe the one thing to clean up for this Dons team.
Definitely, and this isn't a new thing for the Dons. We covered them against Helix. They had a lot of penalties, and it's really frustrating from a coaching staff because there's a lot of young players on this Dons football team, and something to clean up moving forward.
Palmer in the shotgun, Roth to his right. Flores to his right. Palmer, though, looking to throw, has Hunter Harrington complete at the 15. pushing it forward after jostling for yardage against Giselle Ramirez. And it's going to be a gain of 9 on the play. And sets up a 3rd and 1.
Nice quick pitch over there to Hunter Harrington. And when you're on offense, you're allowed to stiff arm like that, as long as you don't grab their face mask.
Harrington trading places here on the offensive side. Solomon also coming off. William Flores is the one who went to the sideline to get the play. 3rd and 1. Palmer, moving Flores.
2 tight end set, single back.
Flores on the move. Palmer keeps staying on his feet. He only needs 1, and I got a little bit more than it before being met by Parker Vance. But a first down nonetheless by the dynamic quarterback.
Yeah, Sofa Laffy pulled to the right side, the right guard. Flores going with him, trying to make everything flow that way, and Palmer keeps it himself. Driving forward for the first down.
Clock trickling to 6 minutes here in quarter number 3. Palmer has a couple of passing touchdowns, 3 to be exact, and a rushing touchdown here tonight. Solomon is the running back. On the move is Fa'alave. Handoff to Jonathan Solomon, barreling his way through the line. Out across the 10, he rolls. A gain of 10 on the play. Well, actually, they're going to move this one back a couple of yards, saying forward progress was stopped. They're giving him a gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
This offensive line doing a great job for the Dons, just inching forward, getting positive yardage on each play. And they're so effective running the ball, and it just opens up the rest of this offense for the Dons.
Dons have Lincoln next week. We will be up in North County at La Costa Canyon. They're hosting Mission Hills for what is bound to be a thriller in the Avocado League. We'll talk about that matchup more later on. Here's a flip to Flores, and finally, this defensive line holds strong and drops a running back in a red and white uniform for a loss.
Yeah, Kyler Oberg in the backfield late, but just a great job by Granite Hills swarming in there, getting few hats on the ball, making the play.
Wyatt McLeod also in there as a fumble reception this season, the junior. And after a loss on the play, it's going to be 3rd and 6 from the 9. Fa'alave, Flores takes the handoff, and he is taken down immediately. Just a gain of 1 on the play, and Granite Hills comes up with a stop here on 3rd and 6. The tackle made by Luis Huertas, the senior, also with a fumble recovery this season.
Great job by Granite Hills getting a red zone stop, forcing a 4th down against an offense that's had a lot of success tonight. It's got to feel good if you're Granite Hills.
So an opportunity here on the field goal, 25-yard attempt. And the sure-footed Gage Eastlack to do the honors. Trying to make it 45-6. A bit of a high snap, gets down with no problem, and Eastlack with plenty of leg behind it pushes it through. 45-6, 3:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Dons continue to march with points. Back in a moment. It's Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
I have the distinct honor and privilege of saying that you are one of our 5 county teachers of the year.
God.
So congratulations.
I am so honored to work side by side with Mrs. Levine. I am just so happy for you because you deserve this.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I am shaking. This is one of the coolest moments. I mean, earning the runner-up district teacher of the year and then being in this moment. I do it because these are
These are the beautiful miracles in my life. I love you all. I love what I do, and I'll just keep doing it with a smile and the heart. So thank you.
So a field goal from Gage Eastlack puts the Dons up 45-6 here. Granite Hills did not agree to the running clock rule out of the halftime. So normal football rules prevail. We'll see if that situation remains the same in the fourth. Eastlack with the ensuing kickoff. It goes into the back of the end zone. And the Eagles with just 2 field goals here tonight. And a Cathedral Catholic defense that hasn't given up a touchdown in almost 4 games. Both coming back onto the field here.
Yeah, this Granite Hills offense, they just have to get something going. Again, finding those explosive plays, just getting Max Turner involved. They've done a nice job getting their receivers open in space underneath. But they have got to attack downfield and make some plays.
Zach Benitez, the sophomore, picked up a San Diego State offer just a couple of weeks ago with a play action, finds Lathan Fry, and he gets no gain on the play. Fry running towards the sideline. He gets undercut by Josh Faramo, the junior safety, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, nice play by Josh Faramo. And Lathan Fry, he's had a nice night tonight, but again, these Dons, they play sideline to sideline. They come up, they can tackle. They're fast, they're aggressive, they're physical. Really tough to get yards on.
And off to Turner. Chugging his way to 3 yards on the gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7 after the star running back gets something out of it. The Dons' last touchdown given up here defensively came 4 games ago in the loss to St. Ignatius Prep, 16-14, almost a month back on September 13th. Team with wins against Chaminade Prep up in West Hills, the greater Los Angeles area. Passing complete to Lathan Fry. Wins against Helix, St. Augustine, Mater Dei Catholic. Granite Hills trying not to join those names, but a 3 and out here is going to force a punt.
Yeah, Cathedral's defense is just not giving up any easy plays. And when you can get after the quarterback with, like I said, with only 4 guys down, it not only allows for your defense to just pin their ears back and put 7 guys, back there where you don't have to blitz. It's just the calls, the plays that you can call as an offense just completely cuts down, and it's really tough to get anything going.
Granite Hills is on the road the next 2 games. Ooh, Lewis almost had that one blocked. Sky high, bouncing at the 50 and trickling towards the 43. At Mount Miguel next week, that is going to be a very high-scoring game. Mount Miguel continues to win games, but they give up a ton of points in the process. Then Granite Hills travels to Helix before wrapping up things at home against Grossmont.
Looks like we have a quarterback change here, I believe.
So likely Palmer's night is done. And it will be Tyler Duong, the senior. Started the first game against Mater Dei Catholic, went 8 for 10 with 200 passing yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. Also rushed 1. Came in late in the game against Helix with his team up by a massive margin. And here he is with 2:13 to go in the third, with some opportunity to add to those stats. Handoff to a looping wide receiver, Wyatt Grunsky. Buried on the depth chart as a running back and a wide receiver. Gets a short gain out of it, 2nd and 7 upcoming.
Yes, nice double pull there by the Dons, trying to get something here, a few yards with the new players on offense. Not just quarterback, but you have some new linemen in there, new guys running the ball, getting some valuable experience.
Well, and this team is so deep that even the guys who are buried on the depth chart have a ton of skill. This is a quick handoff that goes to Henry Gassipol, another senior running back. And Gassipol gets a gain of 2 out of it and sets up a 3rd and 5.
Gassipol with a few yards on the run there. But, the Dons, yes, like you mentioned, they're so deep on offense. They have a lot of guys on this roster that could be starting on other high schools across San Diego.
And with an injured Eagle down, that's Eric Nito, the DB. We're going to step aside for a quick moment. 3rd and 5 from the 48. $1:16 to go here in the third quarter. And the Dons lead the Eagles 45-6. Game time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
How you doing today?
I don't even know.
It is an honor and privilege to let you know you're one of the 5 Teachers of the Year for the San Diego County. Congratulations. These are for you.
We couldn't be more proud of you, and they are who they are because of you. Congratulations. Keep going. Keep going. Yes.
Thank you. I am just so overwhelmed. Know that everything I do, everything that Mr. Chapman and I do, it's because we love you so much. I keep your work because I know, like, one of these days, these kids are going to be famous. They're going to change the world. And I honestly and full-heartedly believe that. Thank you so much.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Game Time High School football.
Brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't created overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare. Champions for you.
Next week, we're taking the trip down the 8 freeway, up the 5 to La Costa Canyon. They host Mission Hills for what is going to be a riveting Avocado League matchup. Still some business to take care of here at Granite Hills. It's 3rd and 5 out of the timeout for the Dons offense. Backups are in. Tyler Duong will keep it himself, get the first down, stay on his feet, swerve to the left and take a huge shot at the 35-yard line. A nice gain on the play. His helmet comes flying off. But the backup quarterback showing you first-string talent right there.
Yeah, Tyler Duong taking a shot, but you get to see his athleticism here. They love to roll the quarterback out to the right, and looked like it was a design run play. Had blockers out in front, and just a vicious hit.
Smoked by
Jaden
Ramirez.
Proctor, the junior middle linebacker, with the hit.
You and I clearly saw 2 different players on that play.
Well, 23 came in there, I think, and caused the ruckus.
Oh, I saw 3.
Could have been both.
Now we're being told it's 22. Let's just give it to everybody.
Trevor Smith. Give him the recognition.
There's a lot going on. 27 seconds to go. 1st and 10 after Duong on the run. Handoff coming. On the move is Gassipol, and he'll chug his legs for a gain of 5 on the play, and that will likely be the final play here of the third quarter.
Henry Gassipol, he's another tough runner. I mean, they've had almost 10 guys, 10 or 12 different guys touch the ball tonight for Cathedral. Just shows how deep they are, how dynamic they are, and they're really going to make a deep run here in the state playoffs.
A 39-point lead for Cathedral, looking to try and hold an opponent touchdown list for the 3rd straight week. We'll step aside as things reset for the 4th quarter. You're watching Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Disability is not a dirty word.
It takes a lot to be able to get to the pride part of disability because we live in an ableist society.
There are millions of people like me. They are overlooked and underestimated.
I have a mind, I have a heart, I have a passion.
It's who I am, whether I'm sitting or standing.
If I didn't have the disability, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Say disability.
With pride.
Let's go! This November 16th, tie your shoelaces, grab your friends, and join thousands of others at Angel Stadium for NAMI Walks OC, the largest Orange County walk for mental health. It's totally free to join, but we're on a mission to raise $300,000 for our youth programs. Let's walk, talk, and fundraise to knock mental health stigma right out of the park. Register today at NAMIOC.org. That's NAMIOC.org, and we'll see you at the stadium.
45-6, 12 more minutes to go here in this one. Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health. Disability, Champions aren't made overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health, champions of healthcare, champions for you, and supported by Easter Seals. Disability is not a dirty word. Say it, celebrate it, and share it. Help us define disability and share your story at disabilitypride.com. The student section trickling out here at Granite Hills. Tyler Duong, the backup quarterback, is in under center. He keeps it himself, and he is taking shot after shot. A gain of 2 on the play at the end of that. It's going to be 3rd and 2 upcoming here for the offense.
Jerzel Ramirez just takes a shot at the quarterback, Tyler Duong, but I think that was a little bit of a misunderstanding or miscommunication on the handoff, and Duong took it himself, but it's going to be 3rd and short here for the Dons.
Henry Gassipol out there with the backup quarterback. Unbounded depth here for Cathedral Catholic. Clock trickling to 11 minutes. Duong pass behind, but still caught by Thomas Greich, the senior tight end, who chugs his legs out to near the 15-yard line. And a nice gain on the play gives the Dons a first down in the red zone.
Yeah, Tyler Duong, he's going to learn from that. That ball's got to be a little bit more out in front of Thomas Greich, the senior tight end. And you can see that ball's just right behind him, forcing him to go backwards. But if that ball was in front of him, he might have had a touchdown on that play. But brought down by Granite Hills, not before a first down.
1st and 10 from the 18. Dons utilizing every moment of the play clock on the field. A pair of running backs behind Duong. On the move is Lucas Karkidin, the senior running back. It's a pitch out left. It's complete. Vetter Brandt, the junior wide receiver, gets out of bounds after a short gain on the play. We'll call it 4.
Nice rhythm and timing play by the Dons. They're just stretching the defense laterally here.
And they're play calling for guys who don't really get in these games very much. So I like to see it from this coaching staff, and you see the dap right there from P.J. Johnson to his new head coach, Sean Doyle.
Getting guys valuable experience.
Duong handing it off. Lucas Karkidin looping around. Gets a yard out of it. And sets up a 3rd and about 5, maybe 6.
Lucas Karkidin, you can tell he has some wheels for the Dons. And again, they're just so deep and athletic here for Cathedral. It's 3rd and 7 here. See if they take a shot in the end zone, throwing the ball. But Granite Hills, give them credit.
Continuing to try and play some stout defense. Loaded backfield. Duong under center. Clock under 9 minutes. Hands it off out on the right side. That goes for a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 4th and 4. The carry by, I believe that's Wyatt Grunsky, his second carry here on this drive.
Yeah, they pulled Colin Bajurk here on the right side, and he was, you could tell pre-snap, he was lined up far off the line of scrimmage. He kind of gave away what he was doing there, so pre-snap you can tell or get an idea of what the Dons were trying to do there. But 4th down on the road here with commanding lead. These backups can have an opportunity.
They're going for it. Duong under center. Pair of running backs. They're going crazy on the Cathedral sideline. Looking to do it himself. Tyler Duong with space gets out of bounds after the first down. And he's having a field day with his legs. Coming in place of Brady Palmer. The clock continues to run. So here in the 4th quarter, a running clock, 45-6 the score. No stoppages unless there's an injury or a change of possession.
Yeah, Jamel Brown out there on the right side. He just had to do it himself and force Duong out of bounds. But again, it just gives a fresh set of downs for Cathedral, looking to get in the end zone once again.
1st and goal from the 5. Duong trying to get his offensive line situated here. A pair of running backs to his right. Hands it off. Jacob Pizarro pushing his way through. And he is stopped a yard shy of the touchdown. Pizarro's first carry here tonight.
They're celebrating like he scored, and I thought he scored too. But
both officials are saying he was down. It would be his first touchdown of his varsity career.
Yeah, they love to do that offensive guard pull, and his knees were down.
How about the eyesight from our officials here? They've had a couple of missed calls that we've seen on replay, but got it right in that situation.
Missed calls from our perspective, but maybe they had a better view than we did.
Fair enough. I will tell you, though, there's not a much better view that we could get than what our incredible YourView camera crew provides.
Agreed. Shout out to our crew.
They do an incredible job here every single week, providing you the best coverage of high school football in San Diego. 2nd and goal from the 1. Basically everybody in the backfield. They're going to try and get it here to a loop around Wyatt Grunsky, who is in. A touchdown for Grunsky, the senior running back. And it's 51-6 Dons here. Clock continuing to trickle, 6 minutes and counting.
Pretty fitting for the Dons to be scoring on the ground here. Late in the 4th quarter, they've been running the ball effectively all night, capping off a nice drive here for the Dons. And it's good to see some of these seniors get in the ball game. And, they've worked hard in this program and gone through many off seasons and many summer conditioning. So Coach Doyle honoring these seniors is nice to see.
Sebastian Rigoyen, the backup kicker, a southpaw. The good boot behind it, 52-6. We're going to keep it here. The clock continuing to trickle. It will stop now for a moment for the kickoff. Remember, change of possession and injuries, the only thing that would stop this clock. Taking another look at the touchdown.
Yeah, nice job. Just physical running downhill. Lowering his shoulder. Wyatt Grunsky getting into the end zone. Capping off a nice drive here for the Dons.
7 touchdowns for Cathedral Catholic. 6 different names in the end zone. Just P.J. Johnson has 2. Punt return and a reception. Both for touchdowns. Brady Palmer, 3 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Honor Fa'alave with a pick 6. Wyatt Grunsky, Sebastian Tucker, Michael Diltz, the other 3 who have found pay dirt for the Dons. Kickoff to the end zone. So if you're Granite Hills, what is the silver lining? I know that you're scheduling a game that it's the most difficult game to schedule here in San Diego. Hats off to the coaching staff for putting it down in ink, accepting the challenge, and just going to work. But post-game, what do you say to your guys after a game like this?
Great question. And if you're Granite Hills, you have to look at yourself and think about the positive that you had this season, right? They have explosive weapons on the offense. Looks like we got a new quarterback in the game at Lathan Fry.
But yeah, Lathan Fry's the back, and more on him in a moment. Handoff goes for a gain of 2.
Yeah, if you're Granite Hills, you have to reflect on the season and go, okay, what are we good at? What have we done well? And then go back to the drawing board and say, hey, where have we gone wrong tonight? Or is it up front on the line of scrimmage? So that's where I think their biggest problems were. They're just not being able to protect Benitez well and not being able to get explosive plays on offense.
Lathan Fry's a do-it-all player. You saw him at wide receiver. Now he's in at quarterback. Hands it off to Devell Green. His first carry of the season. Does have a couple of receptions. A touchdown against Eastlake. Goes for a gain of 3 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 5 here. Fry's 3 for 3 in passing this season. 2 touchdown passes. A couple of rushes as well. Another look at the run here by Green.
Tough running by Green here. It's not going down easy. But, yeah, if you're Granite Hills, you really just have to look at yourself on defense as well. And, you didn't stop the run tonight. The ball was really run down your throat. So, defensively, they have to step up on the line of scrimmage if they're going to compete here in the open division.
Fry averaged a double-double last year on the basketball team. 12 points, 14 rebounds. Also 3 blocks. He had a 23-rebound game against Grossmont as that run goes for a gain of 6 and a first down for Granite Hills and backup running back Ezekiel Marcos. But Fry really shines on the volleyball court. 2 years on varsity, has over 1,000 kills, 84 aces, 104 blocks, 277 assists. if you're privy to the game of volleyball, and boy am I, those are some outstanding numbers in just 2 years as Fry will keep it himself and go for a gain of 4 on the play. That's what Granite Hills has prided themselves on, though, throughout the years, is really talented multi-sport athletes. And Fry is no exception. We saw Brendan Lewis earlier, committed to Arizona State for baseball, batted .342 last year. Also a 1.26 ERA as a pitcher. Basically everybody here at Granite Hills, for the most part, plays multiple sports, and they're phenomenal athletes. Fry choosing to keep it here and gets no gain out of it. Third and 8 rather coming.
A lot of athletes for Granite Hills, and like you mentioned before, my buddy Joe Cardona. Haven't spoken to him in a while, but
you ever get to try on his Super Bowl ring?
I haven't, but I have put on a Super Bowl ring before. I've seen one.
Whose was it?
It was Steve Weatherford's.
Really?
Punter for the New York Giants.
Very cool. I didn't know punters got Super Bowl rings.
Oh, that's rich. If long snappers can get one, then punters can too.
Well, you can't have a punter without a long snapper, Drew.
Unless he's a holder.
I'm just kidding. Punters are incredibly important, and I support all of them. Fry hands it off. Up the middle goes Marcos. It's going to be 4th and 2 here with $1:20 to go in the ball game.
That Joe Cardona is a 2-time Super Bowl champion long snapper, Granite Hills alum, and Ezekiel Marcos with a nice run up the middle. Good to see seniors getting the ball here tonight, but a lot of dual sport athletes for Granite Hills. Tri-athletes.
Tri-sport athletes.
Tri-sport athletes, that's the word. But they just haven't been able to find the end zone here tonight yet.
So it'll be the 3rd straight game, barring an insane play here to end it, for Cathedral Catholic's defense not giving their opponent a touchdown. We'll see if that changes next week against Lincoln. Fry keeps. Fry behind his line, gets tackled from behind. That was Grady Adams, the senior linebacker. And it looks like on turnover on downs, that will be the ball game. Mount Miguel on the horizon for Granite Hills. Lincoln on the horizon for Cathedral Catholic. We have La Costa Canyon and Mission Hills next week. But the final here, as both teams line up before the final whistle sounds, 52-6. We knew the Dons were tough, but they beat down the 3rd-ranked team in San Diego emphatically and continue to march forth, trying to prove themselves to be number 1 here in San Diego.
They're making a strong case to be number 1, and in my opinion, after watching them here tonight, I believe the Cathedral Dons are the number 1 team here in San Diego, and it's not even close. Their depth on both sides of the ball, all 3 phases, taking on a Granite Hills team on the road who hasn't given up a touchdown in 2 weeks, Jonathan, and they came in here and just laid a 42-burger on them in the first half. It's got to be tough.
A special game for the Dons. It was the biggest regular season game in Granite Hills history. And the Dons played them as tough as they could. Hats off to the Granite Hills faithful, though. They did a great job trying to spur some momentum into the stadium. But ultimately, the Dons proved to be too much. 52-6 the final. We'll wrap things up in a couple of minutes. You're watching Game Time on Your Review, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Fall has arrived, and with it, a chilling invitation to a spooktacular celebration. Fall Fright Fest on Your View. From classic horrors to modern-day frights, we've got something to scare the living daylights out of you. Prepare yourselves for a frightfully good time with a curated collection of films that'll leave you haunted long after the credits roll. Enjoy a spine-tingling October with Fall Fright Fest on Your View.
Your View celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month, celebrating culture, celebrating diversity, celebrating influence, strength, and achievement. Join us as we share compelling stories about individuals with Hispanic or Latino heritage, renowned artists who embrace their heritage and inspire fans all over the world, athletes and coaches who lifted their sports to new heights and paved the way for future generations of athletes. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with Your View.
Cox Communications and the San Diego County Office of Education salute the 2025 San Diego County Teachers of the Year. Cox presents Salute to Teachers. Be inspired by their stories and celebrate their accomplishments in a 30-minute education special. Watch Cox presents Salute to Teachers, only on YourView.
Sometimes people create their own perceptions of what I can and can't do.
There are millions of people like me. They are overlooked and underestimated.
It's my thing to feel. I don't want someone else to tell me how I should feel.
People made me have different views on it, but I learned my version of autism and I embraced that.
It takes a lot to be able to get to the pride part of disability because we live in an ableist society.
Doesn't matter the disability that you have to love it and you have to love yourself.
It took me a while to understand that I'm one of a kind.
I have a mind, I have a heart, I have a passion.
I'm very proud to be myself.
Unique.
Lovable.
Awesome.
Kind.
It's who I am, sitting or standing.
Disability pride matters to me.
Say disability.
Say disability.
Say disability.
With pride.
With pride. Say disability.
With pride.
Back here at Granite Hills High School, it was a domination by the Dons, the number 2 team in San Diego, with a thrashing here. And it really wasn't that close after the 3-0 lead by Granite Hills early on. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkind. Partner, this was definitely a night to remember if you're wearing the red and white.
For the Dons, there's a big night tonight, displaying on all 3 phases. They're able to run the ball well. Brady Palmer displaying his ability to get in the end zone, finding his tight ends, finding his receivers, P.J. Johnson, and on special teams getting those returns for a touchdown. It's a big night for the Dons.
Brady Palmer trying to emerge as the best quarterback in San Diego, and tonight a little bit more ammo to that opportunity. He's our player of the game, brought to you by Palomar Health. Champions aren't made overnight. They're created through practice, determination, and dedication. Palomar Health, champions for healthcare, champions for you.
Yeah, Brady Palmer doing a nice job, juking a defender, rolling to his right. Nice touch pass in the end zone, finding his tight end. Great job by Palmer, doing it in the air. Again, you see here P.J. Johnson making the catch, fighting his way into the end zone. He had a nice night tonight.
3 different receivers on the touchdown side of things for Brady Palmer. He's also shown you a little something special in the dual threat side, using his legs to rush it. 3 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, a highly effective night, and the Dons are dancing right now with the faithful on the sideline. Offensively, they were great. But more importantly, defensively, that's really where they got the job done.
Yeah, really upfront physical attack for the Dons, just allowing Granite Hills to not get much going on offense.
The play that sealed the game, well, it was a bunch of them. Tonight's play that sealed the game brought to you by Easter Seals. Disability is not a dirty word. Say it, celebrate it, and share it. Help us define disability and share your story. DisabilityPride.com. Here's that Honor Fa'alave pick 6. They got into the backfield a ton with the defensive line. Benitez really just didn't have an opportunity to show us his stuff with that arm.
Truly, and you really saw how Cathedral was able to swarm Benitez and not allow him to get anything going. Kept everything in front of them. Honor Falave with the pick 6, sealing the game. Sidney Dupai in the backfield. Luke Westfall in the backfield, sacking the quarterback. Just too much Cathedral here tonight.
It's one of those situations where at the end of the day, it was the Dons who were able to come in and show you all of their teeth. And I think that there was some left to be desired for Granite Hills, but we will wrap things up when we return. 52-6, Cathedral Catholic moves to 6-1 over Granite Hills. Back in a moment. You're watching Game Time on YourView, brought to you by Palomar Health.
My Box is the only locally owned portable storage company servicing San Diego County. We provide containers in multiple sizes, 8x8, 8x16, and 8x20.
We're out of Poway. We do on-site storage that can be delivered right to your home or business or really wherever you need portable storage. We've started in 2017 and moved into now a couple other service lines, including ice cold storage and mobile offices. So we're perfect for doing your full service events and also restaurants that may be down on equipment. They can hire us to do on-site refrigeration. My Box of San Diego is available 24/7 by phone, text, and website. You can even get a hold of us through our social media networks as well too. Typically, we can get your container out same day, even within a couple hours. We can have it there ready on your driveway, So if you need it dry or if you need it cold, My Box of San Diego and Ice Cold Storage has the right solution for your needs.
Disability is not a dirty word.
It takes a lot to be able to get to the pride part of disability because we live in an ableist society.
There are millions of people like me. They are overlooked and underestimated.
I have a mind, I have a heart, I have a passion.
It's who I am, whether I'm sitting or standing.
If I didn't have the disability, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Say disability.
With pride.
If you're having trouble breathing, if you're having a lot of sinus infections, if your nose is dripping like a faucet, I can help you breathe easy. I'm Dr. Shaw, Palomar Health Ear, Nose, and Throat Surgeon. In less than an hour, we'll unplug that nose that's been so congested without an invasive surgery. It's painless. And by the next day, you're going to be breathing much easier. Contact us. I'll help you breathe easy.
Well, they're filing out here on both sides. 50% of the fan base happy, 50% sad. Welcome back here to Granite Hills High School. 52-6, the Dons down the Eagles, number 2 versus number 3. It's going to be interesting to see when the top 10 comes out next week, where the Union Tribune voters, all 30 of them, choose to put Granite Hills. Undoubtedly, obviously still in the top 10, probably still in the top 5. It's going to be a fight with Acosta Canyon and Mission Hills for that 4th and final spot. But Lincoln and Cathedral Catholic undoubtedly will remain 1 and 2. They'll play next week. Here, though, on your view, you're going to see a phenomenal matchup, an Avocado League battle up in La Costa Canyon. The Mavericks are hosting the Grizzlies of Mission Hills. 2 fantastic quarterbacks, Quinn Roth on one side for La Costa Canyon, and the Penn State commit Troy Hune on the other side for Mission Hills.
That should be a great game. La Costa Canyon, I've seen them early in the year against Del Norte, really lighting up the scoreboard. And, yes, like you said, that QB commit for the Grizzlies, he's a tough player, too. So it'll be a fun one to watch.
La Costa Canyon owns the best win by a San Diego school against a Southern Section school, beating San Clemente a couple of weeks ago. Cathedral Catholic, though, they're going to turn right around and host Lincoln next week. Boy, is that going to be a special game as well. But a special night coming to an end. A huge thank you to our entire crew on hand. The phenomenal Game Time on Your View squad for making sure that we are up, running, comfortable, and, of course, bring you nothing but the best coverage of high school football here in San Diego. For my partner, Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin saying so long and good night from Granite Hills. 52-6, Cathedral Catholic takes the win. This has been a presentation of Game Time on Your View, brought to you by Palomar Health.
Next guest is a trial attorney in Oakland, California. Let's welcome Landon Vivian from the Barnes firm.
Most interesting aspects of this for me, and part of why I love this work, is when people first come to me, there's almost this like guilt about, oh, this happened. I don't want people to think I'm trying to pull a fast one or do anything. And I have to break through that and go, look, this was not your fault that you got hurt. Yes, it may have been an accident or not intentional, but there are things that happened that led up to this occurring. And as a result, you're hurt. Your life has been changed. So to really break them free and get them to be like, look, you can pursue this with your head held high. This isn't something shameful. This is the way it should be, given the fact that you were the one that got hurt. I'm always representing somebody that was hurt. So knowing that I have them kind of, with me and that's what I'm representing, that's a big deal to me when you really start to feel people respect what's going on.
Tell me the story again, Grandpa.
Okay, there was once a little girl who who was fearless. She protected the whole village, and she never backed down. She was my champion. And when she grew up, she joined a group of other heroes to protect the world. The world-class medical team at Palomar Health. Because they are the champions of healthcare.
Mommy!
And champions for you.